guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube how you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz's Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. I almost kicked myself out of my room.
I love how you put the credits to that clip.
Man, what did I do? Mess with the camera? It used to have me higher for some. Let's try this. That's a little better. All right. Yeah, maybe. Boom. Bright light. I guess that's that one. Maybe I should have opened my.
Ooh, I like the incandescent light much more than I like the blue light. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh shoot!
Ah.
Let's see. I think I have it.
Oh no! It's a spooky monster.
Just in time for Halloween, a spooky monster. Hey, how come it's not letting me talk back the other direction?
I don't even know what it is you're talking about.
Oh, I've got one of these thingamajiggers. I've actually got a ring light, and it's got.
Oh, do you?
4 buttons. Yeah, so I can do my makeup and stuff, and and do makeup tutorials, and share beauty tips.
Oh man,
it's my new grift, getting on that part of the population, get more hits and likes and all that good stuff to grow my channel.
You should start cooking and doing recipes on your channel.
Yeah, I should. I'm doing something vaguely similar to that. I don't know if you've ever caught any of my competitions with Lola Meats.
No.
We're doing these. We got these. You've probably seen these before. They're these poppin' cooking kits, right? And it's like making mini food, except they're all based on powders that you just add water to, and they're like all from Japan. So
like the trick of it is to add the right amount of water.
Yeah, and to follow the instructions. Of course, if it's in like Japanese or whatever, then you just follow the pictures. And it's more or less a combination of like Jello flavoring and gelatin, and yeah, it's kind of like making gummy food, but it's fun.
Nothing wrong. I think the early easy bake oven stuff, there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on.
Well, but I think they actually use legit cake mix. They just had them pre-packaged and pre-portioned.
It's something different because I know that because of the ultra low heat that the oven produces, it's some sort of nerfed version of actual cake mix. Because you can make your own easy bake oven mix, but it's certainly not regular cake mix. You have to go online and figure out they'll tell you the formula to make your own cake mix for your easy bake oven, and it's like really watered down.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, the easy bake oven is literally a light bulb.
Yeah,
and that's what quote unquote bakes it. So yeah, that was a cool quote unquote toy back from the childhood days.
Yeah, I remember my sister had an easy bake oven, and she played the hell out of that thing.
Oh man, the bummer was when the fact that you had to keep buying new packages of snacks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the whole. I liken it to the whole the razor and the razor blades analogy.
Oh yeah.
You get a person interested in the razor, and then you just sell them razor blades for life.
Yeah, because that's what essentially you get the razor for free.
Yeah,
because they're so cheap. And and there's always this little disconnect because I always want to go and just buy a brand new razor altogether, because buying a whole brand new razor, you may not get 5 blades, but you'll get the razor and 1 blade for cheaper than you will for the replacement cartridges.
Yeah, that's true. Out of curiosity, have you ever tried Dollar Shave Club or any of those things that are advertised on TV?
Yes and no. Never Dollar Shave Club. However, I am a big proponent, and I do use a safety razor.
Safety razor.
Yeah, the old school, traditional style of razor where it's one single blade that you put into a holder.
Is it like double-sided, so
yes,
easily flip it around and? Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what I use, and number one, I use it because I have curly hair.
All right.
So I get a lot of ingrowns when I shave, especially if I shave with something like a Mach 3, Mach 4, or a Schick Quattro or whatever. One of these really, the razors that cut below the skin line.
All right.
You're supposed to pull your skin and stretch your skin, and you can shave. And then when the hairs go back to normal resting position, they're actually underneath your skin, so you feel baby smooth.
Oh, is that what's going on? All right.
Yeah. So like those, if I do that, I will get ingrown hairs. The bottom of my jawline will look like I'm in high school. Like I'll be pimples everywhere.
Oh damn, that must be a pain.
Yeah, it is. Now, what the safety razor does for me is that it cuts my hair just above the surface, and it feels just fine. And I cut it all in one pass. The only difference is I have to shave every day. Whereas sometimes with those high quality razors, you can shave and you can go a day, you can miss a day,
Right.
Not so with the safety razor. You shave and you're gonna need to shave again by 5 o'clock. Like there's a meaning between the for the term 5 o'clock shadow.
Is the safety razor what the professional barbers use? I mean,
no, that's called a straight razor. Matter of fact, let me look up a safety razor and I'll show you real quick.
I think I know what it looks like. Isn't it sort of like what you use to clean off, scrape gummy stuff off of windows and stuff? Except it's
what?
like a round hand, like a flat. Welcome, Risey Lee. How's it going? Buy hair clippers. Razors suck.
All right, here's my screen. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at here.
I eventually got myself a. Yeah, all right.
This is a safety razor.
What's it called? A safety razor, though?
Because it's safer than a straight edge razor.
Oh, okay. All right. So it only makes one edge of the blade available at.
That's correct. However, once you get the hang of it, and it only takes about one time to get the hang of it. It's not for super geniuses,
All right.
It's very simple to use. Those razors that you can see, especially this one here in the middle, that one, that's what you replace, right?
Yeah.
And those are individually packaged, and you replace those about once a week.
Oh, okay.
But you get about 500 in a pack for like $6.
Well, that's a good
It's
deal.
incredibly cheap. It's so damn cheap, dude. Like I bought this thing. I got a packs and packs of replacement razors. I've had it for 3 years. The metal on the sides of it is already rusted. So
Oh wow!
I have to replace the handle, but I still have more razors like on deck ready to go, like replacement blades.
And are these razors still pretty plentiful? Like they're
Oh
easily
yeah.
you can find them.
There's dozens and dozens of different kinds of brands you can buy on Amazon of these packs of razors.
Okay, so they're not
And they're
hard to
paper
find.
thin. They're not thick like a razor blade. They're paper thin. You can bend them. They can crack in half. You know what I mean? They're very
Oh,
they're very very thin, very slight, and it's so damn cheap. And
well, that's why they break so easily, or they
yeah,
don't last long. Okay.
right, right. But the thing is, like, no, they last only about a week, right? The blades themselves.
Okay.
But I mean, the blades are so plentiful that, and they're so all you have to do is unscrew it,
Yeah.
open it, put a new one in, screw it back in, and you're good to go. They're so plentiful that it's almost like you're treating yourself. Like you could use a new blade every single day, and you'd still come in, 100% cheaper than doing any other kind of razor.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see that.
I mean, basically, you can use a brand new blade every day and still have 200 blades left over at the end of the year.
Well, that's cool.
And I really like these because I can really shave real fast. You don't like to hang around in the bathroom all day long shaving. So I shave really, really quick, and then I don't get cut and I don't get no ingrowns.
How long is really quick?
It'll take me about, because all I really do is clean up around my beard.
All right.
So I would say 2 minutes.
Oh, damn, that is quick. All right.
When I'm shaving my full face, I would say about 4 minutes.
Whoa, that is quick. Jeez, 4 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Full face?
Full face.
Damn. That is fast. How often do you shave full face? Do you just save it for like if you?
Well, I haven't in a while because I have a beard.
Yeah. I mean, when you were doing it more regularly, was it?
That was every day.
Special events?
No, every day.
Oh, okay.
Because my beard grows fairly. It doesn't grow fast, but it grows fast enough so that it's noticeable, and I need to do it every day. Because the thing is also when I shave my full face, like I feel very uncomfortable if I have stubble. I'll go to bed and I can feel my stubble on my chin or on my neck, on my chest, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get up and go shower and shave.
Yeah.
It feels gross to me. I don't know how women deal with stubble. It's terrible.
Yeah. From what I can tell, they're usually kind of aggravated or irritated.
Who cares what they think? They're women. Huh?
They don't. They don't even want to go out until they've shaved their legs.
They don't even want to go out until they've at least had their coffee. They literally can't even.
Oh my gosh. It has been ages since I've seen you. You've
It's been ages since you've been online. Let me stop.
Well, yeah, all right. You got me there. There's that too.
You went on vacation and you never came back. just like Forrest Gump's daddy.
Oh, oh man. Not Forrest Gump's daddy. Oh man.
I always thought that was so messed up when he's like, Mama, what's vacation? He's like, that's when you go somewhere and you don't ever come back. I was like, this dude's already retarded. Now you're giving him like the incorrect definitions of words.
Oh man. And then if they ever the two of them ever decided to go on vacation, then he'll always be thinking that they're never going to return. And
right?
Forrest, we're going to Hawaii. We're going on vacation. But Mama, I don't want to be gone forever. I don't want to be in Hawaii forever. Oh, jeez. Yeah, crazy stuff has been going on. Just like I had to, so I had to move from my old place to the new because they were jacking up rent.
Mm-hmm.
And found a place through a former colleague. What's goofy is the way things turned out. The place I was leaving was on the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a storage unit. It's on the third floor. And then the place I moved to is on the third floor.
Oh, God.
So you can imagine it's a pain in the ass to try and move stuff. So I did everything I possibly could myself, but then I ended up hiring some like 3 hours and 15 minutes worth of labor to help me with moving some of the rest of this major stuff.
Nice.
And that helped a hell of a lot. It was well worth it.
Yeah, there's some things that are just worth the money, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, imagine trying to get a king size mattress up 3 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you need a young back for that. You need to hire what do they call it? They have one in my town. They call it they're a moving company. They're called like two broke college guys that will move your stuff.
Yeah, there's something like that in this area. What is it called? Something like something like that. Something like two broke guys or two young studs or something.
Hey, you're calling the wrong service, Wyman.
No, not for me. Not for me. Yeah, but you know, it was weird. I was renting a bunch of U-Hauls for a couple weekends, and one of the U-Haul locations, he had business cards for like a moving company that said, "No job too big or too small." So I reached out to them, left them a couple voicemails, and they never got back to me. I was like, "What the hell? If you're not interested, at least tell me that you're not interested, so I can, just know that I won't be able to work with you and get your help."
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, I hate moving day, but
yeah, I do.
I will never like.
I do as much as I possibly can on my own, including the packing, so that I can try and stay organized. And it mostly worked. There's a few things I forgot to label, and I'm left wondering what the hell is in this bin that I packed up that I put zip ties on already.
But at least now you have a fresh background to work with.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like you already got some stuff on the floor there, some packages.
Well, not packages. Well, I got packages on my slot to the left of me for another P.O. box opening. But behind me, I picked up 4 of these bookshelves from Walmart, and then assembled them all. And it's hard to see, but about 2/3 of the one behind me is filled with Comicscape and Comicscape friendly books, and then there's some merch on the top there too, like the cereal box, lunch box, Cyberfrog figure.
What do you do with the merch? I mean, books are easy. You can stack a book. They don't take up too much space, but merch requires displaying.
Yeah, things that stand up on their own, I'll usually put on the higher shelves. I think in future campaigns when I back, I'm going to focus more on the books and maybe more on the prints and original artwork than I will on the smaller stuff like buttons and
Yeah.
bookmarks and stuff. I like it still, but in terms of having the need to display them, like I'll still go for sketch cards and trading cards because I've got like a few binders and those trading card holders. So I've got
Like when I back a campaign, I usually get just the book, unless it's by an artist that is something that, not that I would just want it, because some art I just want, but if it's something that I would receive and then take the time to go and get framed and put up on a wall.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Unless I can do that, I'm probably not going to back anything else in the package. So I'll reserve buying original art from an artist like, you know, like a Van Sciver or Rob Willis or somebody that their original artwork is really impressive that I would actually frame and hang up, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to view it. It's going to be somewhere in storage, you know?
Yeah. I usually get original art that I'm eventually going to frame and hang on the wall.
Now, you know who had quite the display room? I was watching a documentary on Alex Ross.
Oh.
And that guy has a room dedicated to his memorabilia and merchandise and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And man, what an impressive display. A lot of very spacious, but it's very packed. A lot of stuff, a lot of original artwork, a lot of artwork from, you know, back in the golden age, original inks and stuff like that he had on display.
Wow.
Everything in glass cases. He's, you know, it was beautiful. This guy's personal, you know, office is gorgeous. But it takes a level of income to have a display room for your knickknacks, you know? Everything encased in glass and everything, you know, framed and everything lit. Like everything had lights on it. You know, every original piece of artwork had a light right above it, you know, shining to illuminate
Oh,
it.
dang. That's like museum level.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. That's sweet. Yeah, man, I love his work. I love those paintings he did where it made superheroes look like they were in today's times, like in our world, the costumes
Right?
were.
Because like they don't look, a lot of his superheroes, you know, they're idealized, but every now and then there's a few of them that look like they're like they don't hit the gym every day.
Yeah.
They look like, it looks like your uncle in a superhero suit.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah. Hey, Boob Dan Art, you guys are up. Ray, friends. I think he meant to say you guys are up early. I'm not sure. Hey, Kim. Good morning. Good morning to you. Life-size statues of his art. Oh, frickin' hey. I keep wondering if I would one day want full-size statues of my favorite characters. And on one hand, I might. Like I would probably be down for a full 1-to-1 scale of Darth Vader, maybe. And I don't know, I might want a figure of, well, obviously it would be, well, I don't know. I'd probably want a Superman, you know, Christopher Reeve Superman.
I don't know. I had one. Well, not, you know, of a comic book character, but I had one of. It wasn't a statue, but it was like a 1-to-1 size cardboard cutout.
Oh, of what or who?
It was of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, when I was about 7 or 8. No, I think I was about 9 or 10. And I had it, and what I did was I got some double-sided sticky tape and just stuck it to my wall, and it would scare me every time I came in the room and turned on the light. I thought it was a person in there.
You just wanted to scare yourself. That's what it was. You like self-scaring prophecies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Hey, welcome, Frog G. Good morning, all.
Because the thing is, like my friend has this barber shop, right?
All right.
And he's real big into video gaming.
All right.
And he was even on that internet show, the PlayStation show, The Tester.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was on like a season. He was on season 3, trying to be a tester for PlayStation. But what happened was he had won at some convention. He had won a full-size statue of the guy you play with from Skyrim.
Really?
Yeah, and he has it out. You know how some shops have like the wooden Indian in the front of their store?
Yeah.
Like that's how he had it in the front of his store, like that guy in front of his barber shop. But he can't leave anything out, so he have to wheel it in every day and take it out every day.
Oh,
But it's
man.
easy. He had double doors, so it was easy. But he was told me he hit me up because he won it, and it was like a resin, right? And it was all like a dark gunmetal gray.
All
And he was like, John, can you paint this up for me like a real life? And I was like, I don't know, dude. That's a lot of work. Because the thing was like 7 feet tall, you know.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
He's like, come on, man. I'll give you $500. And I was like, that's not enough, but okay. It looks great. It came out great. It was like painting a minifigurine for like Dungeons and Dragons, but just on a grander scale.
So did you like use airbrushes and stuff?
No, I just use traditional brushes, regular paint brushes. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any pictures of that?
Nah, I don't. That was a while ago.
Yeah, Frog G. Everyone should back the buckler.
This guy's making a lot of sense.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. And don't forget to sign up today, friends, for the Goblin Girl. Coming soon. Yeah, I think the last time I heard it's coming out mid-October, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, Boobdan Art says, I want Goblin Girl statue life size.
Right?
Now that would look cool, wouldn't it? Frog G's. Would you want a statue or something a bit more bouncy? Oh man. I have a Coors beer at Elvira cardboard standee and a Lon Chaney Wolfman stand. Oh wow. Nice. Yeah, I wonder sometimes if I want to start buying standees. They're kind of cool, but I don't know.
They take up a lot of room.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd really make use of them. Have you ever been to, you ever see the posters in like a Walmart or anything? Do you ever? I don't even.
Yeah, like they have those poster kiosks where you kind of flip through all the posters. Yeah.
I've always wondered if maybe I should get one of those instead of individually framing them all and hanging them on my wall with hooks or 3M hooks, and just slide them all into the panels, and then you just flip through whenever you feel like.
You got too many Twilight posters there, Wyman? You want to
No.
I can already tell just by looking at you. You're Team Jacob.
Well, I guess given the choice, I'd prefer Jacob over Sparkly Vampire.
What are you talking about? He made vampires great again.
Oh, did he? Really? Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah. The problem with one of those kiosks is that, it's not effectively showing them off. It's not really displaying them. So people can easily admire them.
So how often do you have people over to peruse your collection?
Right now, never. So it would just be for my own personal perusing. I guess it doesn't much matter. That's why they're all in storage right now. I've probably got over 20 or 30 posters, wall posters, 24 by 36.
Well, I mean, how much wall space do you have?
Well, I've got a lot of wall space now at this new place, but you know, at my old
Remember, you
place,
can't really count anything like 36 inches or lower because that you have to leave that space open in case you want to put like a dresser or something like that,
oh, well,
or
yeah.
a couch or something,
Yeah.
or a table with a lamp on it.
Yeah.
Like regular person stuff.
What's that? Regular person stuff? No, I mean any furniture that I'm going to have is pretty much in here now. And there's still a lot of wall space left, even despite my having 4 bookcases assembled. But ever since my experience with the old place, now I'm reluctant to hang them back up, because at my old place, for some reason the 3M quick release stickums would fall off after 3 to 6 months.
Really?
On some of them would remain perfectly fine and they do a great job, and then others, which is about half my collection that was hanging up at the time, they would literally fall out of the blue. So they come crashing down to the floor.
I've only used those one time, and that was to hang up on, because my front door is metal. It's not wood. Most doors now, the cheaper ones they're steel core doors.
All right.
They're just cheaper to make, but once you dent them, they look terrible. But so I couldn't actually, because the door's pretty thick, and I couldn't really screw anything in there. Because normally I have something on my door permanent to hang a Christmas wreath or a fall wreath or an Easter wreath, So I just needed one with a hook, and I used one of those 3Ms with the pull tabs for the stickers that when you want to take it off. Yeah, and dude, that thing has been up for 4 years and hasn't moved. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I've hung many a wreath.
Nice. Yeah, I mean they're pretty useful, and they are strong, except for the issues I had with the smaller ones. But then in the kitchen area, I was actually using those big hooks. And when I went to remove them, number one, the quick release stretchy snap thing would snap.
Or it tear off, yeah.
Yeah, it tore off. And then I had to because there's nothing to grip on anymore to reach the sticky portion.
Mm-hmm.
Then I try and wiggle the hook itself, the big old hook, and when I pulled it off, it ripped out paint.
Yeah,
because with apartments, you just slap on new code between tenants, right?
Yep.
So somewhere between a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch of paint would rip out on every one.
So what is this? What is this big wooden thing you have behind you?
Oh, this thing.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of shoot, I keep forgetting the term. It's kind of like it's kind of like a small dresser or whatever for the bedroom. Oh man, what the frick is the term on for it?
That's taking up valuable poster space for the buckler.
Well, this is in the middle of the room. So
is this like an entertainment center, or are those supposed to be drawers in there?
Drawers. It's upside down, and the drawers are removed right now. I have to wipe it down.
Oh, okay. So it's like a wardrobe or a chifforobe.
Wardrobe. That's it. Shit. I keep forgetting the term for some reason.
It's a schifferobe.
Schiffer?
Schifferobe.
Schifferobe. Really?
Yeah.
What? CHIFF?
Yeah, where you could hang coats on top and the bottom you have drawers to put clothes.
Something like that. Except in this case, there's a couple.
You
of
remember that? You remember that old book To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember she was coaxing that that black guy into her house, saying, "I need you to bust up an old schifferobe that's not working no more." That was what it was. It was like an old wardrobe dresser.
Oh shoot, man! It's been a long time since I read that book. Wow,
It's a good book.
Yeah, it is. It is a good one.
So let me ask you something. You got a lot of merch. You got more merch than anybody I know. Almost.
Oh.
But
oh, not as much as you, obviously. Yeah.
What?
Not as much as you.
I don't buy comic books. All right. I slang comic books. I don't get high on my own supply.
Are you sure with all that natural comic book smell?
But what stuff have you gotten that you actually the most have enjoyed just sitting around and looking at, having it up or leaning it up on a dresser and kind of displaying it to you, making it maybe even making a little area where dedicated to just one project where you're looking at the artwork or looking at some of the stuff that you enjoyed the most?
Are you talking about comic books specifically, or are you talking only?
Oh, I'm talking about the whole package. I'm talking if you got a comic book, but you also got posters and you also got pins and you also got stickers and you also got all kinds of stuff from one. Like, what's the package that came in that you really enjoyed the most looking at and playing around with? The best bundle.
Oh man, that's tough. I had a lot of fun with this thing called the Pandora's Box with White Cat Comics. They had Grim Reaper 2. And it was their highest tier. It's like a mystery box, so they just threw in a bunch of stuff. And it included original artwork. It included, and by original artwork, it's rare because she's a digital artist. It came with one of those coffee mugs where you put hot water in it and the image appears. I don't remember if cold water makes a different image appear or not.
Cold water causes shrinkage.
I walked into that. And then there was also a bath towel. A beach towel of a couple of the characters, and there were prints and extra stuff in it. That one's really cool. Another one I liked. I like it a lot, but there were parts in it that. Well, so Cyberfrog, warts and all. Well, yeah, it was warts and all, and it had a quote unquote magazine, but it was hardcover. The books themselves are really awesome with the sleeve, and I love the Cyberfrog figurine, but I was never a fan of the little oh man, you swing your arm and it stretches out this rubber tongue-like thing and grabs a hold of it, like what they had the sticky hand back in the day. Yeah, well, EVS did a frog version of it, cyber frog version, where it was his tongue. I was never.
That's clever.
Yeah, but I was never into that particular toy at all, even as a kid. And I didn't like the ones that the spiders you threw on the wall, and then it would like go down and down and down, like it was crawling. And then although it's kind of cool, I'm not a huge fan of lanyards anymore. I mean, his lights up and everything, and it has like 3 or 4 different light modes. You can have strobe flashing. You can have different degrees of light or pulsing. But that was another one I liked. I'm falling behind on chat. Let me see what's going on.
He's asking if I ever hung a Kwanzaa wreath. Absolutely not.
What? Let's see where I left off. Yeah, sign up for the Goblin Girl. Absolutely. Full-size Goblin Girl. Standees. If you need more Dillard in your life, and let's be honest, who doesn't? Check out Dillard Draws YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to his YouTube, my friends. Dillard wants to invite to peruse your collection. Come on over, man. What about a Kwanzaa wreath? Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. You get up hella early. Where do you even live?
Me?
Yes. Do you live on the East Coast or the West Coast?
I'm on the East. Well, I'm in Ohio.
That's too far.
Come on, man. Don't.
I live in California. That's a long for me to hoof it right there.
Oh man, don't be giving me excuses, man. All you have to do is
and then I'm gonna get there and Wyman's gonna be like, no, I got a stream. I'm not even gonna hang out.
Come on, just make sure you make a left at Albuquerque, not a right. And you'll be here in no time.
If I make a left at Albuquerque, I'm gonna end up in like Montana.
I think it's let's see, what's it work out to be? It works out to be like 30-something hours. I think you can technically no wait, hold on, no. It's half a week to a week's drive or something like that. From
all right.
California to
yeah, it is.
Nearly a week.
I don't know. I used to be an over-the-road truck driver. So I don't have a problem driving long distances without taking breaks. I could probably get there in 3 days, easy. A nice little leisurely ride. Do about 12 hours a day.
Yeah,
if I push it, because the longest I've ever driven without stopping, like not without stopping, but without sleeping, has been about 18 hours.
Wow.
So if I really push it and do like 15 hours, I could probably get there in 2 days.
Jeez. Yeah, I admire anyone who could do that because I'm definitely not that type. I have challenges with 2-hour drives. I have to make, I could do, if everything falls into place and I do everything right, I can do a 2-hour drive, but usually I have to make a stop along the way. Never get lured by a chifferobe. Dillard wants to know what you think is the best looking. Oh, yeah. I guess that would have to be the Goblin King from Labyrinth. Hello. White Cat has another mystery box on our current campaign, Witch Hunter. I think I backed it. I'd better double check. I can't remember now. I think the Embrace is doing a hand grabber toy like that. Oh, really? Well, that makes sense. I mean, it goes with the branding. But you know what would be cool? Well, no.
Yeah, I know what you want. You want a Kamala Khan giant hand grabber?
Hell no. Oh, she's one of my most despised characters. I don't like her. I don't like America Chavez, all those virtue signaling characters. Hell no. But I was thinking of Embrace, and you know how in the images his uniform has all these hands over him?
Uh-huh.
What if you had one of those hand grabbers, but instead of one hand, it had like 6 of them. so, and they were all attached like on one handle, like a cat of 9 tails.
Mhm.
You whip it, and then hopefully all 6 or 9 of the hands grab on at the
Well,
same
I do believe I did have a little toy like that I got from somewhere that did have 3 hands.
Really? I've never seen anything like that. That would be so funny. I wonder whether it would work all that well. Oh, gee. Hey, welcome, Jitsi Lemon. How's that European shipping? I don't know. Not sure what that's about. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so oh shoot. Well, what is that? What's going on over there?
I'm getting messages. Apparently, my father-in-law bought a carport. You know, one of those canvas carports. He wants help putting it up, so I might have to go do that today.
Oh, okay.
He has one of those. He's one of those guys that likes classic cars, and he has too many of them, and nowhere to put them.
Oh, okay. So he's got to have some outdoor space, but he wants to protect it from birds.
Mm-hmm. Because he only has one that's actually nice, you know, that it has a paint job. The rest are all in various stages of disarray. But he has a 67 Impala convertible that he wants to put under a carport.
Oh, wow. Does he also rebuild these vehicles?
No.
Oh, all right.
He like occasionally he'll get enough money to go and send it out to go get worked on, you know.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
That's a whole lifestyle. If you actually want to be a car person that does stuff yourself, that's what you do. That's your life, you know, because that takes up the entirety of your life. That's all your hobbies, all your extra space, you know, that if you do cars, then your house is dedicated to your car stuff. Period. And he's not like that. He likes to have his hands in a bunch of different pots.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can't see myself ever being a car collector. I mean, I like the way they look and everything, but I usually view cars in terms of practicality, and like sports cars are beautiful, but I would never want to own or regularly drive a sports car because it looks so cramped and tight in there, and I'm 5'11", so I'd be afraid of having not enough leg room or headroom. I was in my ask questions before thinking for yourself mode. Oh, by the way, I am going to be in California the months of October and November, so you have less than an excuse. So that should be fun.
I got another question for you. Are you gonna try to make it to the For the Fans Fest?
Yeah,
you are.
I'm hoping to. What you
gonna do there?
Visit. See, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm hoping to be in a position where I've released a book. And if I'm at that stage, then I'll have a table and sell merch and books and stuff. But if not, then I'll be in AD visiting all the booths and supporting everyone. And probably doing a live stream where I walk around the floor and say hi to people and ask questions.
That would be fun. I would watch that live stream.
Did you happen to catch that live stream I did a couple weekends ago. I went to
Yep.
Horror Hound. Yeah. So anyone who hasn't watched, check out the Horror Hound coverage, and
I saw that, and I was like, oh look, Wyman's still alive.
that's more or less what I do if I were an attendee. Probably I check out what they're selling, maybe ask some questions, check out the coolness, and maybe chat a little bit with the creators, and then move on to the next one, so on and so forth. Try and show everyone at home what they're missing by not coming.
That's right. What if I'm a disabled handicap and I
Yeah,
can't go to these cool places? I can live vicariously through you.
there you go. There you go. Absolutely.
And your coverage.
Yeah. So,
Well, welcome back to live streaming. Is this going to be a regular thing for you now?
that's the plan. So I've got a couple weeks of live streaming from my current place, and then I'm going to try. Oh shoot, that reminds me. I still have to test out the equipment. I'm bringing a laptop with me, but it's an older MacBook Pro, and I've got to do some streaming tests to see if I'm going to be able to stream from that, because I realized I'm not going to be able to use that laptop for Clip Studio Pro. So if I do any drawing, I'm going to have to bring my tablet with me to California, and also see if my family will let me install on their desktop computer my Clip Studio Pro software, because I'm not going to bring my computer tower. I'm not going to, like, if I put it in check luggage, it'll get trashed probably because of how the bag people treat stuff. Like USPS.
Maybe just put it in bubble wrap.
I don't know if that'll be enough protection. Somehow they'll find a way to pop all the bubbles. And then it'll arrive all dented.
I get it. You're kind of like a glass half empty kind of
guy. And then I'm kind of afraid to ship it via UPS because, well, I need lead time, and I have to have. Oh, it's not my work computer. Oh shit! I don't know.
Just buy a new computer when you get there.
Oh no, not that either. It's just it would be too much hassle to ship my regular streaming computer. So I'm gonna try and get away with.
So you're gonna be walking around with a laptop trying to stream?
No, I'm gonna use my phone for streaming when I'm
Okay.
out and about. But when I'm at home, or when I'm home, I'm going to use the laptop for doing,
You're going to be walking around a convention with a whole laptop in your hands?
No.
Everybody's going to be like, look at this goober.
I wouldn't do that.
They're going to say, hey, Wyman, join us in the 21st century.
I would stream from my phone if I'm mobile. But if I'm like at my place, then I'm just going to be, I'm just going to have the laptop with the built-in webcam and try and stream that way. But I still have to test that before I leave. I'm trying to, I have to find out also if, can't believe I haven't figured out these details yet. I've got to find out if I can maybe find a version of, I might still have an older version of Procreate that will be compatible with this laptop. Because Clip Studio Pro does not work on the operating system that I have on that laptop. So I won't be able to use that.
That all sounds very technical, and I don't understand any of it.
That's quite all right. If you want to catch the replay, check out the Horror Hound Con Chill stream. Thank you for sharing the links. Yeah. So
Yeah, this guy Frog G knows what he's doing.
hell yeah. So let me edit this. Edit name. I'm just going to edit my name real quick and shorten the entertainment again. Takes up too much space. There we go. Yeah, so that's what's up, and that's why I've been out. Every now and again, I also sometimes get burnout from social media because I'm on it so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I go to work. Well, I mean, like in the morning, I'm on my phone. Then I go to work around noon. Then at work, I'm on a computer. I get off of work, I'm on my desktop computer. so it's almost like 24/7 computer and phone.
Well, I mean, other than the time that you're at your secret fight club.
Yeah, except for that. Then I have to set the phone down temporarily. Yeah, so it gets draining, all the social media. So, yep. But it was mostly the fact that I was dealing with the move, and it gets so exhausting doing it all yourself.
It is. No, it's super exhausting, especially. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
I was at the Newport Beach Pier on
Oh,
Saturday.
really?
Yeah, I had taken my wife and kids, and this is the problem, right? My kids are very little.
All right.
And I don't know if you've ever been to an ocean pier when
Yeah,
it's windy.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was at night, and it was bitter cold, and the wind was coming in, and I had to like go back and forth to the car so many times to go bring up like just a place so I can set up like a little environment so that they're not just completely just battered by the wind and the cold.
Uh-huh.
I had to set up a little tent on the pier. I set up their little pack and play, crib so that the baby could be in there, surround the whole thing with blankets and cover the top with blankets so that they're not being accosted by the wind. And
Oh, wow.
it was such a nightmare setting up all that stuff, man. We went there with the intent to go fishing.
Okay.
And we were there for a grand total of about 5 hours. And I would say I got less than an hour of fishing done because the rest of the time was just spent making sure that everybody wasn't completely miserable.
Man, that sounds like a hassle.
Like, it makes you not want to ever go again, you know?
Were there other people out there doing the similar? Like,
Yeah.
dealing with all the wind?
They were, but the thing was, like, they were dealing with the wind. There was kids out there as well, and they all looked miserable. But they were older. My daughter is 3, and then my younger one is 8 months. So, like, she was a baby still. So I couldn't have her like sitting out there in a sweater. She's still a baby. She needs to get her diaper changed and all that. You know what I mean? Like, she's a baby.
Uh-huh.
So I had to have like a crib for her out there. It's terrible because they get affected so easily by everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
No, I talk about WyzGyz Fight Club.
You're not supposed to, though.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not in it, so I can.
Oh, hey, wait. If you're not in it, how did you even know about it?
Because you're a blabbermouth.
Oh, dang it! Oh, shoot.
You talk in your sleep, boy, man.
Well, hey, wait. How do you know? You don't live in California? You live in Ohio.
Don't be trying to front.
That's how you heard. That's how
Keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know.
Oh, shoot. Oh, damn.
He says, I love the face babies make when you blow in their face and they think they can't breathe. Now I'm imagining it being constant like that on a pier. Yeah, it's she was having a rough time.
Oh, dang.
And everything was cold. And you know how like the I like the cold. I do. But I don't like seeing my wife because my wife doesn't like the cold. She doesn't like the outside. And I'm watching her and she's like, she has tears streaming down her face because the wind bothers her eyes so much.
Oh, man.
And I'm like looking at her and she's like sitting there all bundled up in blankets. Her eyes are crying. She's like, I'm like, oh, God. Next time I'm just coming alone.
Well, I mean, surely she enjoys the outdoors when it's super windy, right?
She enjoys going to the outdoors with me.
All right.
Because I will do everything.
Yeah.
She does not like going to the outdoors and having to do things. Like when we go camping, I'm the one that does everything. I pack everything up. I set everything up. I'm the one that kind of makes the lists in my head about things we might need and all that. And she just wants to know which cooler has this and which cooler has the food so I can make myself something to eat. That's all she wants to know.
Are you also responsible for, picking out the meals or the food? Or do you get any of that prepackaged camping food?
No, not when I go camping with the family. No. That's more for like when I go backpacking.
All right.
Because occasionally I'll hit up my cousin and we'll go camping, like camping. Like we just take our backpacks, fit what we can in our backpacks, and they just go out there for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
And I really like that. And that's really, low weight, low everything, and you just go and really enjoy being out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you go camping with your family, it's just like, it's basically like moving day. You're just taking all the comforts that is possible, taking all the comforts of home and trying to make it available for them while they're out there.
Like glamping, glamorous camping.
They call it glamping, or they call it car camping, where you're camping really close to your car. So.
Yeah, next best thing to having an RV, I guess.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I do it up pretty big. So when I go camping with them, they're comfortable. Because I'll take my pickup truck, and I have a tent. It's a 13-man tent. It's a huge tent, and it's just for me and my wife and kids, right? These babies. Yeah. I'll set up their little bed. They have an inflatable bed. I have a cot. I have a cot with a queen size inflatable mattress on top of the cot.
What? Damn! It fits a queen.
Yeah, it fits 3 queens if I want to.
Damn, that is huge.
Yeah, it's 16 by 12. The tent is huge.
16 by 12. Wow.
And it's a straight leg tent, so it's not like it's a dome or anything like that. It's like a straight leg cabin style tent.
All right.
Then I have a table, so she can and a couple of chairs, so she can do her makeup in there and whatever. And then I have an area set up where I can run an extension cord in and bring in the heater or the whatever we need to have.
What extension cord? Where do you plug it in? Do you have a generator?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Wow. Holy cow.
She could plug in her laptop or do whatever she wants to do. I have a power strip cord where they can plug in all their phones and everything. Just whatever you need. The baby, my kids' iPads, so she can play her little school games or ABCs 1, 2, 3s.
Oh, jeez.
And then I have a rollout pad for so like when you put a tent down, it's just you're on the dirt floor. Or whatever, but I'll have an interlocking pad and a rollout pad and then I'll put a carpet over that so that they can walk around on it and be safe and level. And if the baby falls over, she falls on a pad instead of falling on the rock. It's very comfortable. And then I I take my canopies. I have a 10 by 10 and a 10 by 15, and I set that up right outside the tent, and that's the kitchen hanging out area.
Whoa, damn. Whoa, holy cow! Yeah, that's an experience.
So I set it up so that it's comfortable as possible for them. So, but I only do that if we're going to be at least out there for 2 days minimum. Like, I'm not going to go for an overnight camping trip and set all that stuff up.
Right.
But if we're going to be out there, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, come back Sunday night, maybe even Monday morning, then I'll go and set all that stuff up because it's a nightmare to set up.
I bet.
It takes a full afternoon to set it up. Like, if I get to the campsite around like 3 p.m, it takes me till about 7 o'clock that night to finish setting up.
And everyone just has to do something to occupy their time until then.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll set up the canopy, and I'll tie that, and so that way they can have a table to sit at, and also they can put underneath the table. They can put her little pack and play crib so she can be under there, being whatever. They're comfortable, is the point. Comfortable enough that I can say, okay, sit here, you read your book, you watch your TV show, whatever you got on your iPad. I'm going fishing for a couple hours. I'll be back later.
You don't take the 2-year-old with you?
Nah, she's too little. She don't know how to do shit.
Okay, all right.
She'll end up hooking her own face and killing herself.
Oh damn.
She has a little. I got her one of those little Disney princess PJ Masks fishing poles where you can. All it is on the end of the fishing pole is like a little fake fish that you can throw around. So she runs around with that. Daddy, I'm fishing. Oh, very good, very good.
Oh wow!
I can't honestly. I can't wait for her to get like at least maybe 4 years old, maybe 4.5. Then you can actually start to use a fishing pole. She'd probably be able to do that.
That'd be cool.
Just a basic one, the one where you click the little button and the line drops.
Right.
That way I could spend half my time untangling her pole instead of fishing.
Well, that's part of the fun of it, right?
No.
Oh, dang, that's cool. That's quite a setup. Oh my gosh. So you probably
but when I go out with my cousin or my friends or whatever, we go camping, like backpacking, I take very little. Basically, all I take is my sleeping bag, a pad to lay on, and everything else is just food and water.
So what is the pad? Is it basically like one of those yoga mats?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just so that when you get down the floor and you clear out a little area that you're going to sleep on, you don't want to sleep on if you get in your sleeping bag, number one, you can ruin your sleeping bag if you just put it on the bare floor.
Oh, that's true.
And you'll rip it and stuff like that. So you put the pad down, so it gives you a little bit of cushion. And the sleeping bag is what does the majority of your comfort, because the sleeping bag, it depends on which one you get, but you want to get the thickest and the one that's rated for the lowest amount of temperature for where you're going to be.
Oh,
like I like going in the fall and in the spring where the nights are cold, And sometimes up in the mountains, the temperatures get really low. But like my sleeping bag, it's an oversized. It's basically like a 1.5 person sleeping bag. It's really big.
Okay.
And it's also kind of like a mummy bag. It has a part that goes over your head.
Oh, all right.
And that thing, when I go out there and it's like 35, 40 degrees, my sleeping bag is rated for like -10. So I'm nice and warm in there no matter what.
Nice.
And I have a tiny little 1-man tent. So in case there's inclement weather or it looks like it might rain that night, I'll actually set up the little tent, and it's a very light tent. It only weighs about 1.5 pounds. So like I can put that in my bag, no problem.
Well, that's cool.
It's real small. So if it looks like it's going to be bad weather, I'll set up the tent and then sleep in the tent. But normally not. Normally I like to feel the air on my face.
Oh, nice.
And just on the backpack, you take your water, you take a little rocket stove. which is it's like one of those the camping propane tanks,
Mm-hmm.
little tiny 1 quart propane tanks. Well, a rocket stove just screws right to the top of that,
Oh, neat.
and
That
then
must-
you can just start a fire, and then you don't have to take so much water with you if you can boil some water up. So I'll just go over to the creek, fill up a pot full of water, boil it up, put it in a bottle, and then throw the bottle back in the creek. That way to cool it off.
There you go.
Then you get cold water all you want. And so the rest is just food, because I am terrible at fishing. I love fishing. I am terrible at it. I'm no good. I'm trash. I'm garbage. So I'm not counting on catching what I eat. So I take my food with me.
So what do you usually bring in terms of food?
And that's occasionally that's when I'll get those MREs, those meals ready to eat, or I'll take sometimes I'll just take like rice-a-roni, or ramen noodles.
Stuff
Boil up some water, and I can just make real fast. Sometimes I'll take canned food like raviolis or something like that in a can, and just heat that up. Sometimes if I'm feeling real, peckish, I'll take a steak.
Oh,
But that's usually only good for the first night, because I'm not taking ice with me.
right. Yeah, I was gonna say for it to. You're not going to have refrigeration. You're not going to have it packed in styrofoam or anything, right?
Right. So what I'll do is I'll freeze it.
Yeah.
And then when I go camping and throughout the hike and the day wherever we're headed out to, it'll de-thaw as I'm hiking, and then when I get there I'll just wrap it in aluminum foil, put all the seasonings and butter in there, and then just toss it on the fire.
That sounds good. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. I don't know if do you watch any of the Phantom Menace stuff?
No.
Because there's Drunk 3PO, right?
Like, how you feel about Nasser? That's how I feel about the Phantom Menace.
Oh shit! Really? Oh damn! That was ultimately going to be like half my channel, man. So you'll hate 50% of me.
You mean I'll hate 50% more of you?
Oh, ouch. Well, Drunk 3PO has a show, Jaywalking the Planet, where he does all these travels. Mm-hmm. And I guess he hired on someone who is skilled in photography and also is knowledgeable about travel and hiking,
mm-hmm.
named McKenna, and she's pretty awesome. And they covered stuff from like picking out gear to actually going on the hike. And generally speaking, I haven't been all that interested in hiking. I just go for walks usually on campgrounds and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But watching that kind of stuff is interesting. So that's why I got interested what you were talking about with regards to your camping experiences and stuff. Did you say besides your huge tent, you also put out 2 covered, what do you call them again?
Canopies. Yeah.
The first one is like a hangout area and where you do your cooking. Yeah. What is the other one? Or is one of them the hangout and the other is the kitchen?
Yeah, the 10 by 15, the bigger one, the longer one, that's where we do the cooking and kind of have, because they have walls, right? The canopies themselves, they're not covering the top. I also bought the walls that cover the back sides of them. Wow. So it keeps out the wind, so you can play your poker, your card games, or your Monopoly or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then and then you also can like store your gear, because when you go camping with that many things, you have big totes that you have to take with you that have all your pots and pans, your soaps, your dishes, your cutlery, all the things you need for a kitchen. You got to take with you, your spatulas and all that stuff. Because I also have like a Coleman stove with 2 burners.
Oh wow.
So you can make your eggs and pancakes in the morning, and and you want to make that stuff all at the same time, right? Especially when you're camping and in the morning it's cold. You don't want to make your bacon, put it to the side, and then make your eggs, right? Because then when it's time to eat, your bacon's cold.
Yeah.
So I have that, and I also have the rocket stove on the side, so I can get the coffee or the hot water for the instant coffee ready, so that when you eat, everything's nice and warm. And you need room for all that stuff, and you don't want it out there in the rain.
True.
Because I have just regular, like the kind of totes you would buy at Walmart to store like blankets and stuff like that.
Okay.
They're just like that. So if I leave those, even if they have tops, if I leave them out in the rain, it's gonna leak in,
Right.
So I put everything underneath one of the canopies. So all the kitchen stuff, the tables. I have a round table, like like the white folding tables.
Yeah.
I have one like that, but it's round.
Okay.
And that's what we use mainly for like eating and playing cards and stuff like that. I don't like camping with the square tables, the rectangle tables. I feel like there's never enough room because we always have people with us, So it's like I have a nice 6-foot round table that I pull out, and it's you can sit 6 to 8 people around it, and that's one canopy dedicated only to that table.
Okay. Cool. So, and then for chairs, you just use collapsible chairs?
Yes, unless I'm going very close. Like, there's a place right down the street from my house called Rancho Harupa, and it's one of those places where the campsites have electricity.
Oh, okay, all right.
And like, if I'm going there, and like I know that's where I'm gonna be, and it's so close that you can just go and walk. Hop in your car and go to the store real quick to get something if you forgot something.
Oh, okay.
It's actually not really camping. It's just being in a camp area,
Right. Yeah, like campgrounds.
Yeah, like if I know I'm gonna be someplace like that, then I'll just take everything with me. Everything basically from the house. I've even at one point we were camping during the summer in a tent, and I brought my air conditioner.
Oh man.
It's one of those portable rolling ones.
Okay. All right.
And I just fed the vent to the outside of the tent area. And I was like, yep, and it worked. It made the tent cold.
That's funny.
Everybody was super jealous. They're like, oh man. And the thing is, it's quiet too, right? So like we were in the campground and people were like, they were looking at our tent. And they were like, God damn, this guy actually has an air conditioning in his tent.
And it probably they probably had a bunch of picnic tables, right? So that rather than you bring your own table and chairs, you just use their picnic table if you're going to play any games or card games.
Yeah, and also those places, like to get back to the point, like when it came to chairs, if they have picnic tables, that means usually the campgrounds are pretty level. So I won't bring, because normally like the camping chairs, the ones that fold out.
All right.
I won't bring those. I'll just bring a regular folding chair, from the house. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like one of the like a folding chair you would see at like a wedding or something like that, or just a regular plastic folding chair. I'll bring like 4 or 5 of those, and because those are more comfortable to sit in than the camping chairs. So that's what I'll do.
That's cool. Hey, COVID Kev, welcome. I stopped listening to the Phantom Menace after reading Stealing Solo. That book made Nasser look talented. Oh, man. Oh, dang. I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. I backed the campaign because.
I got another question for you. How many CG books that you got have you actually read? Because it seems like you haven't read any of your books yet.
I think you asked me that last time too, and the answer's still none.
Damn it!
I still got to get to it, but it's like there's always something coming up. That
have you ever read a digital comic?
Probably have one, a couple. I typically don't read digital comics because I don't like the interfaces, and it seems like too big a pain in the rear for me to keep tapping and swiping and resizing. Like when I want to go back at a previous panel and get a closer look, and then jump back to the where I left off, it's just seems too hard to do so. And then if you leave everything at like full screen, full page scale, it's like it's too small for me to read anything. So, you know, because I'm usually reading from a phone or an iPad, and it's just too small a screen to be able for things to be legible. So I'm very much into hard copy stuff. Yeah.
All right, I'm just asking.
Have you read any?
Of course.
All right. So
I go to that read comic online. That's where I pirate all my comic books that I want to read from the mainstream.
Read comic online. Is it a pretty good site? I mean, it hopefully it's not one of those that is like loaded with ads all over the place.
Oh no, it has ads, but you just got to click off of them, and you don't have to download anything. It's all just there, browser based.
Right.
So you say, oh, you know, you type in a Sabretooth, right? And it'll give you all the comic books that Sabretooth was in. And then you click on the series you want to read, and then you just start at page 1 and you keep on going.
Do you find yourself needing to, to get the experience you want? Do you find yourself, jumping back and forth and resizing windows and going back?
Yeah, I do a lot of pinching and zooming and stuff on my phone when I'm reading it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I'm kind of a linear reader. I don't really if I don't get something, like let's say for instance I'm on a page, right, and I see some lady with red hair, and the character's like, "You again?" And I'm not the kind of person that's gonna go back and be like, "Did she get introduced earlier? Did I miss that?" If I miss that, it's the fault of the writer and the artist.
Gotcha.
If I don't remember a character, it's because you made them unmemorable.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what it is.
I kind of see it as like watching a movie in the theaters, right? You don't have the ability to pause the movie and go back. You know what I mean? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You read the book. The book is an event, and as you're reading it, once you're done, you can do what you want. But if I'm going through it for the first time, that's it.
Gotcha.
I'm reading it as you have presented it to me.
Yeah, makes sense to me. But at the same time,
What do you mean makes sense to you? You don't even read comic books.
I used to.
Yeah, you haven't read a comic book in years, Wyman.
Eventually, I'm going to read them. I got too much going on. I got a stream.
But I'll be honest, I don't read comic books either. I'm a comic book maker. I don't like to be influenced too much by other people.
Yeah, that's always a concern for me. Like if I consume too much other media, then
Adam says, "Afternoon, all. Looks like I missed the show." Nah, I mean we haven't even started talking about the Buckler yet. It's been 2 hours.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. Welcome, Adams. Yeah.
No, I just feel like you need to give me what you're going to give me. If you want me to know who a character is, or you want me to feel something when I'm looking at this image and reading this text, it needs to have been set up by you. I don't need to go back and, look at the, what happened on page 2 to figure out what's happening on page 22.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
That's just the way I see it, Wyman. And you're never going to change my mind about it, so don't even try.
Hey, but what about later on in the story? You gain some insight as to when they last met. Maybe it's not covered in the beginning of the story. Maybe it's something to be just revealed later.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That would be read later when I get to it.
All right.
Always moving forward, never moving back. That's what I say.
Well, there you go.
My gum.
Oh man. So enough about me. How about you? What have you been up to? You've been busy. You're like doing commissions now, right?
Yeah, I've been crazy busy. Very, 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 very busy. I am now a full-time illustrator.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Damn. Is there anything you can share, or is it still at the hush-hush level?
No, I can share everything. What do you want to know?
Just what projects you're working on.
6 inches.
What?
I'll tell you everything. What do you want to know?
No, what projects are you working on as a professional illustrator?
Okay, so I'm currently working on about 9 different projects.
Damn.
So because what I did, right, is I was taking commissions every now and then. I was like, I'm making pretty good money on these commissions. But put them away, go to work. But then I'm thinking to myself, I make somewhere in the neighborhood with my job being a truck driver. And I used to like my job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I love driving. I love sitting on my ass and just driving. But ever since I became a local truck driver, it's no longer that. I drive for 5 minutes to the next store, then I got to spend 45 minutes unloading product and putting it on and then coming back to the truck and going to the next store. It's like a whole different beast,
Yeah.
And I didn't enjoy it anymore, so I was looking for a way out. So I'm like, okay, I've been setting. You know what I've been doing? I thought to myself, Dillard, you've been setting yourself up, because you're in CG. You've been doing live streams for like 4 years already now, and all this stuff, and it's like, you've built up a lot of contacts, right? So why don't you try doing some commissions? So I started doing some commissions. And I was like, well, this is going pretty well. People seem to like my stuff. People seem to be willing to pay for my stuff. And so I said, okay, that's fine. And I would do a few, then go to work. Do a few, go to work, that kind of deal. And then I thought to myself, okay, so in my job, my regular day-to-day job, my truck driving job, I would make weekly. I would make somewhere in the neighborhood between $800 and $900 a week. And I thought to myself, well, I'm making, a couple of $100 here, $100 or so here. If I do one commission a week, whatever, on the side, bringing in some extra money. And I was like, I wonder how much I would make if I just said yes to everything. Right? Like, okay, like because people would ask me and I would say, I can't, I don't have the time. So I gave it a shot. I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out that my commissions are open. And I'm open for anything. Sequentials, covers, pinups, anything you want. I'm available. And then when people would hit me up, I just said, sure, I can do that. Sure, I can do that. So I was running and ever since the COVID hit, they bumped down my hours at work. Now I still got paid 40 hours guaranteed.
Oh, wow.
But I was no longer. That's something about my job is that you're guaranteed your 40 hours no matter what. That was in my contract.
That's good.
Yeah, but I was only working 3 days a week.
Oh shit.
Granted, I was still working like 38 hours, but but only for 3 days, right? And I'm like, okay, so I got some extra time here. Do I go online and hang out, or do I try something new? So I said, okay, good, let's go for it. I said yes to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was working like 80 hours a week, right? I was killing it. And I was just churning out page and, post after post and different commissions and everything. And it ended up at the end of about a month, I was averaging the same pay as my regular job from the commissions. Wow. So I said, you know what? I'm done. And I put in my 2 weeks notice.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Congratulations. Oh,
So pretty much, I'm matching what I was making at my regular job doing artwork.
wow.
So now that's what I do full time. So
welcome, Don Chin, two of my favorite guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Don Chin. Don Chin's a hell of a guy.
Yeah, totally. He rocks.
He's Asian like you. Did you know that?
Oh, I hadn't realized. Oh, thanks for pointing that out. Oh man.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
Little wonders never cease.
Do you guys know each other?
Well, fun fact, we're related.
I knew it. You didn't even have to tell me. I already knew it.
He's my brother's sister's cousin's uncle's nephew.
Former roommate?
We're Asian. And age. Oh, ain't it the truth?
Not white, man. He doesn't have a gray hair on his head.
Well, that's the beauty of being Asian. You don't get gray until late.
Yeah, you guys look like you're 18 years old until you hit about 68. Then you look like a gremlin.
Gremlin. My dad was like 70, I think, before there was any trace of gray.
They call it hitting the wall. My dad hit the wall in his early 30s.
I was like in my mid to late 20s, I think, when I went to Vegas, and I was always getting carded. It was pretty funny.
Don Chin says that you guys have a cousin named Sum Ting Wong. That guy's famous. I think I saw him on TV.
Well, you did see him on TV, but he was one of those who we lost in an airplane crash. There was he was with a group of other Asians.
Oh yeah, he was with that guy We Too Low, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, Adam says I'm not sure WyzGyz looks 18. It's a bit generous there.
You probably look a lot. Dang. Well, I apparently look young enough to fool them or make them second guess themselves. But
WyzGyz looks like an old catcher's mitt. Is what he looks like.
But well oiled.
Well oiled. That's that.
Holy fuck.
That's that boomer. That's that. Yeah, the boomerang box. Is it too heavy to ship? Nah. No. What happened was I got this. I know this guy. Maybe you know him too, Wyman. Marsupial Gamer, right?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so Marsupial Gamer had the box for 2 months. 2 months. And every time I hit him up, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna send it out this weekend, or I'm gonna send it out on Monday." It never got sent out.
Did you put it in a storage unit or something and forget about it?
No, he finally did send it out.
Oh, all right.
But then the guy he sent it to, I don't know if you know this guy. His name's Jason Robinson.
Doesn't ring a bell. Does he? What's his name?
Better known as Jiminy Cricket.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so Jiminy Cricket received the box, didn't know what it was, and just left it there unopened for a month.
What?
So meanwhile, I'm in everybody's DM sending death threats, right? Yeah, he was reading all the contents. Yeah, so Jiminy Cricket said we need to vet these people. I thought I had. I've known I've known Jiminy Cricket for like 3 years online, you know. But so I'm like, okay, so Jiminy Cricket hits me up and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to open up the boomerang box. You want to come hang out and co-host with me?" So of course, me being the affable and person I am, I said, "Sure, why not? Of course, I'll do that. Anything." I get on there. He opens it up. He's going through it. Marsupial Gamer had this box for 2 months. It didn't put a damn thing in it, and then just sent it to the next person.
What? he did an opening, but he didn't add anything to
it? Correct.
Oh.
Because apparently he had stickers for his channel that hadn't come in yet. and he was waiting on them, and then they came in and they were wrong. And so he's like, I'm just gonna send the box. I'll send. Then he tells me, I'll just mail you the stickers so you can put them in the box when they get here.
Oh man. Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
oh my god, you son of a bitch.
Oh dang.
But the good news is the box is with Jason Robinson. He's waiting for his comp copies of he did a book with NASA Rabati called Secret Comics Presents.
Okay.
And so when he gets those copies, he's going to throw a few signed ones in there plus an original artwork. Then he's going to mail that off, and that should be within the next couple of days. And that the box is now going to Rick Piper in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, nice. All right. Right
So the
on.
box is leaving the United States. After that, I want the box to go to Wyman.
Ooh. Hold
So
on.
after that, it can go to Wyman. I don't know. And Don Chin says, how many more people does it need to go? There's 2 more people after Wyman.
Did it go to Don?
Huh?
Did it go to Don?
It has not gone to Don yet.
Oh, he's after me?
We'll see. And then because Don hasn't said he has 100%, he wants to do the boomerang box.
Oh.
But then after that, it will make its way eventually back to me, and then we'll do the big giveaway.
He's probably questioning your vetting process now.
I know. I haven't vetted Don Chin either. And
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Man, what would you do to vet him, I wonder?
I can do a skip trace on him.
Don says, I'll do it. Have some used socks to put. Hey. Okay.
Well, I'm sure somebody would want those.
Maybe.
I have a feeling that Don Chin socks are probably expensive.
Oh yeah. They're probably.
I remember I was in Las Vegas with my wife. Well, back before she was my wife, she was my girlfriend. But we had went to Vegas and we were walking around, right? And you know how women think that it's like socially acceptable to just take off their shoes and walk around barefoot sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, but she was like, "Oh, my feet hurt," right? Because I'm wearing high heels and we've been walking blocks and blocks. In Las Vegas, you walk everywhere.
You don't wear heels in Vegas.
Well, we were at the club. We went to go see the Phantom of the Opera. She wanted to dress up. I'm not gonna hate on her. You know what I mean?
Right. I see that.
Because if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a sloppy woman. If you're gonna go out, you get dressed up, for God's sakes.
Well, yeah. I didn't realize you just went to a club and to the opera.
Yeah, and we were walking around, and she was like, "Oh, my feet hurt so much, my feet." And I was like, "All right, check it out. I'm not gonna have you walking around Las Vegas barefoot." So we were at the time we were really close to a casino called the Venetian, and the Venetian is great because it has a lot of stores inside of it, a lot of almost like a strip mall,
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
But they had no shoes, like tennis shoes.
Oh.
All they had were stores with heels.
Dang.
But I was able to go to a place that sold socks. Right? It was a haberdashery. It was a store for men.
All right.
And so I paid. Let me tell you this, dude. I paid $48 for a pair of dress socks.
Whoa! Ouch.
Just so that she could walk around in dress socks and not be like, be stepping on other people's pee and vomit in Vegas.
Yeah, really.
So, and by the time we got back to the hotel, those socks were toast.
Oh man,
like they were destroyed. But at least she had something to wear.
Yeah, true. Jiminy, where's my box? Crickets.
Eh.
How many more people does it need to go? I'd imagine you'd want to be early on the list so you're not paying to ship everyone else's items. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Don's going to sign the socks. Nice.
He has to embroider them by hand.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Embroider your signature into the sock.
That's a good one. Yeah, Dillard has a great voice for podcasts. Hit that like and subscribe button, peeps. Yeah, thank you so much. 48 for socks.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because it was like a super fancy store. You know, like one of those really high-end male haberdasheries where they sell silk socks and silk ties and shit. And it's like, you know, in the Venetian. And it's like, I didn't want to do it, but it was the only place around that I, you know, and when you're in Vegas, everything's very far. People think that if you go to the Strip, everything's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Like, no, you got to walk a block to get to the next casino. And if that casino doesn't have a Walgreens inside of it or some kind of, you know, whatever, you're going to need to walk 2 more blocks. It's so far. And these casinos are massive.
Yeah, they are massive, aren't they?
Like a city block in Vegas is not like a city block in a city. It's like 3 city blocks in one.
Yeah, it is a misconception about how far a walk it is between them. I mean,
like, and they have like, and look, this is how bad walking is in Vegas in the Strip. They have walking escalators where you just stand on them and they take you down the street because like people get so tired of walking.
Oh, they have them now? Oh,
yeah, on some of the catwalks they have them. They're not very far. You can get to like maybe the next casino over, and they have transportation. If you go inside the casinos, sometimes they have little shuttles that come by, like little subway cars that will take you to the next casino over. If that casino is affiliated with the one you're currently in.
Yes. Yeah, it's like behind the casinos themselves or something. There's the shuttle area.
It's so much walking. Which is why I like to just take cabs everywhere I go.
Yeah, that's often what we ended up doing too. Give them a little tip after every trip.
Because after we got out of the Venetian, I think the next one over was the Paris.
All right.
So we went to that one, and when we came out of it and finally got to the street, that's when I was like, I'm done, right? I ran over and hailed a cab, and we got in and went back to I think we were staying at the New York.
All right.
Because our American Express points gave us that room for free.
Oh, cool.
But so like I was like, that was it. And by that time, going from the Venetian, one more casino over, and then finally to the Paris, like it was, the socks were toast. And they were some fancy ass brand too. I don't know what it was. Like you know you're poor when you go to these rich places and they got these expensive brands that you ain't never even heard of.
Yeah.
Like the most expensive brand that I know of is like, you know, you get like I don't know, like Louis Vuitton bag or something. But then they have these brands that you ain't never even heard of, and they're way more expensive than Louis Vuitton, you know? And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh yeah.
How poor must I be?
Yeah. Crazy expensive stuff. Did they sell Siegfried and Roy bottled tiger milk?
I don't know. I think that Siegfried and Roy is kind of like a black stain now ever since that guy got mauled by his own tiger.
Yeah.
They kind of like to not talk about it.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? It's all hush hush. So was it a hard sell going full Illustrator with your wife? Or was she like all gangbusters?
Oh no, she's all gangbusters for it. Because the thing is this, like my wife is very supportive. She thinks that given the opportunity, I'm going to be super famous.
Oh, nice.
She's like your stuff is she's like, because she's very truthful, which is what I appreciate about her. And she says, you know, some artists that you know. And if you drew like them, I would 100% not support you being an artist because I don't think that you'd be able to make a living at it. She's like, but I think that you would be able to make a living at it. So you need to really try to make a living at it. And I was like, okay.
Nice.
I get it.
Yeah. So you didn't have to twist her arm to say, hey, I'm leaving this trucking job. Well, that's cool, man.
And the thing is, I still need to make more because I'm bringing in that money, the same amount of money, but I'm bringing it in before taxes. I have to start doing my own taxes and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to up my prices some and make a little bit more to really be even. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
But, you know, it's definitely possible. There have been some weeks now, like when I'm working, where I'm making you know, 12, 1300.
Uh-huh.
And there have been some where I'm making like 5, 6. I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean? But you know, it averages out now to about the same.
Okay. Jitsi says American Wives seem too much more fun than Belgian Wives. Really? I don't know much
Maybe.
about Belgian Wives. Dillard, do you draw influence from Neil Adams? When I look at the Buckler, I see a lot of 70s Adams, Batman, and Green Lantern influence.
Honestly, a little bit. Not, I think probably more that would make a little bit more sense. My influences are mainly like Norman Rockwell, Sam Keith, and John Crisfalucci. Because I really like the expressiveness of the imagery that has like the skinny wrists with the big hands, big elbows, you know, knock-kneed looking people. Remember how Norman Rockwell used to paint like teenagers with really big heads and big Adam's apples, you know, that kind of thing, like very over-exaggerated. That's kind of how I do stuff. And with the Sam Keith, I really love the way that Sam Keith would do these jumbles of muscles. Like you would draw a forearm that would be completely a smooth tube, but right at the elbow, it looked like somebody cut his tendons and all the muscles just got jumbled up right at the elbow. You know what I mean? It was just it was so cool. And that over exaggerated, I do like the way that Neil Adams draws his people tall, imposing, masculine. Like they look just like bigger guys. I see some people draw, and everybody and honestly, ever since the 90s and that one guy that I hate. What's that guy that I hate? God damn that guy. Bart Sears.
All right.
He draws everybody looking little and like a Wolverine, right? Everybody looks small with huge muscles. They look tiny. Like Neil Adams would draw people tall. Like this dude looks 6'6" when you look at him. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right.
And that's what I wanted the Buckler to look like. I wanted the Buckler to look like he's 6'6" because he is. That's his actual height. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted him to look tall and imposing because there's this movie called Pain and Gain, and this was the actual like. When I think about the Buckler, this is where he came from, right?
All right.
There's a movie called Pain and Gain, starring The Rock and Mark Wahlberg. Now, The Rock is a big dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Rock's 6'5" in his own right. He's 6'5", 300 pounds of pure brick house. If this guy were to fight you, you would probably lose. Doesn't even matter if you know Kung Fu. Just he got you in sheer strength. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now imagine this guy, but with superpowers, the strength of 3 men. Because in the movie Pain and Gain, there's a scene where The Rock is all strung out on PCP. So he's all doped up. He's unreasonable. And he's inside of a tiny room. You know the rooms that where you check into a motel, the rooms are really small?
Yeah.
He's inside a little tiny room to check into a motel with a baseball bat breaking shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do with a dude that's 6'6", built like a brick house, strung out on PCP with a baseball bat? You know what I mean?
Get out of the way.
And you're trapped in a tiny room with him. It's terrifying. So like, that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted the Buckler to look huge. I wanted him to look big, imposing, like Neil Adams would do. He would draw his characters tall. Like, these are real men here, you know? Back when men were men. Blood for blood and by the gallon, you know, like he's a big dude, and he's also volatile because he's a villain. You don't know what he's gonna do, and when it comes to making a decision that's good or bad, he's probably gonna make a bad decision. So you don't want to be around this guy. Standing in the same room with this guy is uncomfortable because he might do something that would get you hurt. That's the feeling that I wanted for the book, which is why I made him kind of look like that Neil Adams style, big man, big tall guy, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Long face, strong jaw, you know?
Don says, interesting. Sam Keith is a bomb.
Yeah, he is.
Excuse me. Hey, Hex Allen, how's it going?
What up, Hex Allen? Jedi Bill here, too.
Hey, Jedi Bill. 797. Hello, hello. Good morning to you. Hey, Jack.
Because I wanted the buckler to be not just a physically imposing person, but he's a villain, right? So he's not supposed to be likable. Even though I love him, he's not supposed to be a guy that you're like, oh, you know, this guy, he's a protector. He's somebody that, no, he's not.
Anti-hero.
He's not an anti-hero. He's a villain. So I wanted him, if like he's the kind of guy that's gonna get you into a fight if you go to a football game. He's the friend that talks when he shouldn't talk. He's gonna get you guys into trouble. He's gonna ruin the outing. And then when you go home, you're gonna be like, why the fuck do we even go out with that dude? You know what I mean? Like that's who he is. He's that guy.
Right.
So I wanted him to be like, you know, I wanted it to be very uncomfortable to be around him, which is why I made him look like he smells a little bit. Like if you look at him, I have him in a very tight suit and there's stubble.
Right.
And he's never not in that suit. There's a scene in the book where he's just got finished in the morning time, like having sex all night with some hookers, but he's still wearing his mask.
Okay.
Like he's a very uncomfortable fellow to be around. So I'm trying to make that happen as much as I can. The little tiny details in the book, just to give you the feeling of like, maybe this guy looks like he might smell a little bit like cigars and booze and a little bit of BO.
You can add to your campaign a car air freshener of the buckler stink.
Buckler stink.
What about ahoy, one and all? Yeah, definitely check out ByzGyzEntertainment on Indiegogo.
Yeah, when is Don Cheney going to come on here and shill ByzGyzEntertainment? Or have you already had Don Cheney on?
I had him on
when he was running his campaign, you were on vacation.
Oh, what is that possible? I think I had him on near the beginning, but I got to have him on again soon. We got to connect again, Don. Excuse me.
Well, you guys could just hit each other up at the family reunion.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Man, you know where it's at, Dillard. You know where it's at.
I know these things. You can't hide these things from me. I may have been born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on for the campaign.
No, he wasn't. He was on for the other campaign.
He was on the campaign.
He was on your show for X Farce, not for ByzGyzEntertainment. And see, now I got you second guessing. Huh? Look at you.
No, you didn't see that. You saw nothing. Surely I had to have him on for ByzGyzEntertainment.
No, but that's really these are going good for me. I just had to replace the work that I was doing at work with this other new work. That's all. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
You know, like the Illustrator work. Like I'm still working on lettering the buckler. Yeah, the buckler's going to be shipping pretty soon. I only got about 7 pages left to letter. I got a batch of 7 pages currently being edited. So I got the last 7 pages that I have to letter after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, just make it. I got to turn it to a print file and then get it out to print. But but the thing is, like, I was thinking, like, oh, now that I'm not working, even though I still am working, technically, like, oh, I should be able to concentrate 100% on the buckler, but that's not true because I just have to replace the time that I would normally spend at work with time spending working on commissions and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. And is it? Excuse me.
It's still a full-time job, but it's a lot. I get to sit on my ass now.
That's true. So is it like the time that would normally be consumed doing your trucking job? Are you finding the Illustrator work is taking as much time or less
Oh no,
time
more
or
more time.
More time.
Yeah. But that should change. I think though the further along and the more of a reputation I get for being able to put out quality stuff, I should be able to command a higher price for commissions, and then
Oh yeah.
I should be able to work less and benefit more.
So
I mean, hopefully that's the way it goes, right? Shit.
Real quick, what kinds of projects are you working on right now? You said you have like 6 or 8 commissions.
Yeah, I'm doing there's a guy named the Global Frequency.
Oh yeah, all right.
I'm doing a ash can for him.
Okay.
He has a book out called Mavericks.
Oh, hell yeah. Mavericks. Cool.
Yeah, I'm doing an ash can for Mavericks. And do you want me to share some of this stuff?
Ash can, if you like.
Okay, let me see.
I don't know
what I can do here.
I don't know how much of the stuff is top secret, but we still have to go over the buckler too.
Okay, let me see if I can open up some of these files here. Let's go to the most recent page I did for Mavericks. So I'm working on an ash can for Mavericks, and that's going pretty well. Let's see, page 7.
So you did a whole ash can. Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's okay. Like for instance, here's a guy. There's a guy with a buzz saw, and he's like chopping his way into like a mech, and this guy's like, "Oh no!" Yeah. And then these guys are coming out of the back of a transport vehicle, but as soon as the door gets dropped down, they get lit up by everybody. They're getting blown away, and they're throwing Molotov cocktails in there and napalm and setting them on fire, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And then this guy like finally chopped his way through, and he's like, "What's up, buddy?" And the guys are running out and they're on fire and getting shot, by these guys on horseback. And then over here, the guy starts shooting into that triangle he cut out, just pop, 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 pop.
Oh, dang.
And then this guy's getting shot in the face by this guy on the horse, and like these nasty peasants, This guy's like, man, you just shot that guy in the face, and now I got blood on my face. I'm not cool. And then the guy's like, don't worry about that blood on your face, bro. It'll be all right. These guys are on horses. And then they're trying to get into this vehicle right here because the door got jammed like halfway open. So they're trying to crouch in to get underneath it. So wow. That's a page I was working on there.
That's looking good.
So I'm working on that project for that guy for Mavericks. I'm also working on
Mavericks, robots, girls, Dillard ash can, Don Chin funny face print. Hooray!
Yeah,
nice.
Working on a couple of projects for this guy named Dario Hernandez, otherwise known as Fat Finatra.
Okay.
Doing a lot of things like this stuff is really cool. I like doing this stuff. This is he's doing in his book. He's breaking his book up into chapters.
All right.
So every chapter has its own little cover.
Oh yeah, all right.
So this is like a little cover for it. I would do like the like the black and whites and all that, and then color it in. I'm doing a bunch of. I'm also coloring a lot of his stuff and reworking some of the inks that didn't come out quite right. So I'm doing some stuff for his book is going to be called Manslaughter. I'm also doing another book for another guy. It's called, and I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time because the thing is, these people they name their books crazy things. It's called, what was the name of that book? God damn it. It's called something. I'm also working with another guy. And I don't know if you know the lady calls herself Piper.
Yeah, I do. We're friends.
Yeah, I'm working on a book called Riff Riders for them.
So, Piper and she's working with. Was that Luke Stone Studios or something?
Yes, Luke Stone Studios. Yes.
So
doing some stuff called Riff, and that's like a more cartoony book for like kids. You know what I mean? Like here's an image of like one of the splash pages where he's like popping the airlock because he's gonna go outside of the spaceship. Yeah, that's also stuff I'm working on. I'm also working on a couple of things I can't show, but also a lot of covers and a lot of like I did this. Let me see if I can open. I did this really cool cover for a guy named Timothy Olson.
Oh, all right. He does. Oh shoot, it's Melvin.
Yeah. So this is the cover I did for Melvin.
Holy crap! Damn.
So here's Melvin fighting the bad guys like a guy in a robot suit.
Ah, shit. Has he already seen this?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, he's already shared it out.
All right.
So I can show this. I'm also working on another ash can. It's going to be colored though, so it's an ash can. It's going to be colored for Nasser.
Okay.
I'm also working on a couple of covers for Nasser. I showed you that, but I can't show that one in public.
All right.
And then I also got a couple of other covers lined up for a couple of other people. You know, smaller guys doing stuff. I can't really say yet until they show it. Then I can show it and share.
Right. Yeah, this is badass.
So just doing a lot of stuff like that. A lot of you know, a lot of busy work.
Don's asking, Dillard, what about Dino Titties?
I haven't even started on Dino Titties.
What?
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
I got other stuff. I got a buckler to finish. I got I got these other things that got to pay me. Yeah, I know Luke Stone is still in the hospital. Yeah,
shoot.
Yeah,
he's like in ICU, isn't it?
Mm.
Man, get well soon, Luke.
So like I'm doing a bunch of stuff, keeping very busy.
Nice.
What else do I got to do? Oh yeah, I have, and then I got another guy hounding me. He really wants me to do his whole book.
His whole book.
Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, and then I have no problem doing interiors. I'm doing interiors to these ash cans, you know, and even that Mavericks ash can, it's not short. It's like 18-page ash can, you know, but I can't commit because he wants his book's going to be 80 pages.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can commit to just that because he wants it on a full-time thing, but he can't afford to have me on full-time type deal.
Okay.
So I gotta do what's best for me financially, because I also can't I would rather do these other smaller commissions.
Uh-huh.
I don't say smaller, I mean like, you know, shorter commissions.
Yeah.
You know, a quick project here, 10-page here, 10-page here, because I also want to work on the Buckler book too.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Get a head start on that. Yeah.
Because the Buckler book too, I'm not gonna offer a whole completely separate book on the Buckler book too, like I did on the first one. I'm just gonna do that, just the graphic novel. I'm not gonna have an accompanying one shot.
Oh, okay. Not even as a stretch goal, huh?
No, not even as. Look, if I do it as a stretch goal, it's gonna be like at least $25,000. Then I might do it as a stretch goal.
Yeah.
Or more.
So, Dillard, send us a lock of your hair in the boomerang box so our Asian scientist cousins can clone you.
No.
Come on, we need some more radio show hosts. Come on, man. Do it.
I don't host radio shows. I'm just a fantastic guest. That's all.
Well, that you are. Speaking of the boomerang box, so have you decided how you're gonna do the prize thing? Is it gonna be one giant grand prize to one lucky winner, or are you breaking it out somehow?
Well, here's the thing. If I get it back.
If I get it back.
No. I wasn't finished with my sentence. If I get it back and it is all able to be contained in one box, in its original box, then it will go to one person. If I get it back and people have to put it in a bigger box because there's no more room in the box, then I might break it up into 2 or 3 different prizes, like first prize, second prize, third prize.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that works.
I think that's reasonable.
Uh-huh.
I think that makes sense. Because the thing is, like, there's some of the guys like Adam Post and John Malin, like, filled up like more than half the box, just them two. Because they put so much stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's a box full of paper. It's like shipping around a ream of paper. Like everybody, I told everybody, put in some stickers, put in some swag from your YouTube channel. No, everybody put in their graphic novels. You know what I mean? And I keep reminding people, like every time it goes to a new place, I'm like, hey, you know, put in some swag from your channel. That way, people can get to know you. Include some business cards to pass around to other creators. Because the point is, when you open the box, you should be able to take some stuff out and keep.
Right.
Right? If you get the box, Wyman, and you say, hey, look, it's a buckler sticker. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to put in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes sense. You know, you swap some stuff out, put some stuff in. But no, people just want to put in reams of paper and
Well, one of my contributions is going to be a ream of paper from Office Depot.
I mean, what pound are we talking here?
20 pound.
You cheapskate.
Well, whichever way you decide to break up the prize or prizes, then it's still gonna have room for your locks of hair, so that's cool. That'll work.
Yeah, I'll put in some hair. I'll take a couple of clippings and just sprinkle them in the back.
No, you want them in little Ziploc baggies, you know, so that multiple people, so they can be passed around.
You just want to get my hair tested to see if I'm a dirty doper.
Sorry, you didn't pass the drug test. You can't be an Illustrator anymore. Yep. Too bad.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. I work for myself.
So there's this cool project going on called the Bugler. What's up? What's up with that?
I made that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with this.
Oh, nice. Hey, you know what?
If you wanted to talk to somebody about this project, you found no better person.
Nice. Well, what a coincidence. What a happy coincidence. Let's watch this trailer, shall we? If it'll accept my clicks. Whoa.
Come here, I'm going to tell you a story. A story you may not want to hear. A story that may hit too close to home. A story about a man who made the ultimate mistake. And a world that refused to give him a second chance. A story about the bastards that wanted him gone. And the love that he couldn't even contact. A story about the lengths a man will go to get back to the home he was forced to abandon. I want to tell you this story because you need to hear it. Because there's always a way back. But if you think it's going to be easy, you're wrong. And if you think you're ready for this story, you're not. Coming back is going to take everything that you need. And it's going to leave behind a trail of blood and bone. This is the story of the Buckler.
That's so cool. I love the music too.
Nice. That's royalty-free music.
Yeah. That's good for royalty free.
Okay, so Don Chin says Dillard. I think he's talking to me. He says, if you could cast the Buckler in a movie, who would play the main character? Well, here's the thing. I don't think there's anybody out there that's not like a wrestler or something that would fit his physicality that I would trust to be in a feature movie, because who knows how good their acting is, right?
Right.
So I would choose somebody who's an actor and just be like, you know what, I'll checks and balances, right? You take what you can get. And they would probably be either Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the guy that plays Negan on The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or Javier Bardem. I would go for Javier Bardem first because he's the better actor.
Oh. Okay.
The guy that played Raul Silva in the James Bond Skyfall, or he also played the killer in No Country for Old Men.
Okay.
He also played the main character in Love in the Time of Cholera. I love that guy. He's fantastic. Javier Bardem. I'd pick him or Jeffrey Dean Morgan for the Buckler.
That's fascinating. Wyman has the best hair collecting tips. I'm entertained and creeped out at the same time. Hey, when you need a pro, you just come here. Let's see here. Your trailer is very cool. Needs some Jessica Rabbit. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Well, we are going to have a Jessica Rabbit in book 2 in a sense, because book 2, you've seen her already, Wyman, but that's going to be the introduction of Bucklet, the cashier at his bait and tackle shop that is in love with him, that decides to she wants to be part of the crime family.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a dirty hoe, so she's going to dress appropriately.
dirty hoe. Not just a dirty hoe, but a dirty hoe. And you've got some, man, this is so cool. Was this a double page spread here?
Yes, it is.
All right. So when you do illustration of like the ash can or the book itself, roughly how many pages do you do? Do you do first off all the pencils and inks in one pass, and then you come back and do colors?
Yes, I do all the pencils in one pass. Then I kind of alternate between inks and coloring on the way. But I do the layout, the thumbnails, and all the pencils in one pass to make the story like one cohesive narrative.
Mm.
Then I'll go back and I'll do the inks, make some changes, move stuff around. And then after I get a couple of pages in on the inks, I might continue or just go back to coloring, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But I don't really have a set method for inks and colors, but the pencils I do. The pencils have to be straight from first to last page.
Right. There's bait and tackle.
I actually have a commission out to a guy named Mallet CNC Works. He's making me a big wooden buckler bait and tackle sign.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
neat. That should be cool. Now, weren't you also talking about maybe putting on, like, do you have an Etsy store, is it, or eBay?
Yeah, I have an Etsy store.
Yeah, so you were going to have like a trading card display, if I remember. And I think you last said that it was going to hold like 3 cards, or is it 5?
Right, it was a... Oh, you know what? I actually got the prototype for that. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if you were still working on it or what.
All right, hold on a second.
And Don says that you had some good choices for your buckler casting.
Oh, thank you.
So you don't think someone like The Rock would work?
No, not at all. Okay.
Not really.
So here's the prototype for it.
Oh, wow. That turned out good.
Right?
Oh, wow. And the name, the buckler, is carved in, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing I didn't like about it, is that this is actually milled out. It's like CNC'd out. There's and it's been filled in with resin. But it was supposed to be painted white and then filled in with red see-through glitter resin. So you could see the depth of it. You know what I mean? But it didn't come. You can't really tell. It didn't come out that way. It just looks like a sticker almost that's been plastered on, but it's actually been carved out. Same thing with this red line. This is actually a 1/4 inch deep filled with resin.
Oh wow!
But you
All
can't
right.
tell. It just looks like it's painted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
The
I still need to work out some bugs on this, and plus this is actually pretty thick.
oh
You know what I
wow.
mean? It's too
Oh
thick and it's too expensive. You know what I mean? Because again, these cards are. This has also been milled out, and this is embedded in here. So you see, it's flat.
oh neat.
You know what I mean? So these card holders are embedded in there. So it looks beautiful, but
Yeah.
it's not right now. It's not financially viable. Like in order to get these made and shipped, I would have to charge like $120 a piece. That's too much.
Oh damn.
I
So
want to get this. I want to get this down. Honestly, I want to get this down so that this is available for like 25, $30. You know what I mean?
yeah, that would be a good price.
So I'm still working on it.
Do you think? Yeah, I like your idea about making it translucent or transparent, red, glittery material. That would make it pop more.
Yeah, because the buckler is red. That's what he is. His color
Yeah.
is red. My icon is red. The buckler logo is red, except for the Temple of Polar Twilight. That's blue. Like, wait, scroll down a little bit, and you can see the cover for the Temple of Polar Twilight, which is the additional. Like, if you back this book, you're getting this book, but you're also getting another book, a 28-page one-shot called the Temple of Polar Twilight. Keep on going down. I think it's in part of the stretch goals.
What's going on with that? Oh, right there it goes. Intense drama.
There it is right there. The buckler, the Temple of Polar Twilight. Now, I'm going to pull this up because that cover has been revised a little bit.
Oh.
So, let me go here.
Welcome, 24 Eyes. How's it going? Jitsi says nice.
Yeah.
So are you considering dropping the thickness of the wood to like
yeah, I want to drop the
quarter
thickness
or
to
half?
about because this wood is 3/4 inches.
3/4, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty beefy, dude. It's bigger than like a 1/2-inch plywood. It's and the thing is, and also it's oak. Like I don't need it. I don't need it to be a premium wood, you know. Because I honestly what I really wanted, because like, again, this guy that did this, he's a friend of mine, and he did what he could with what he had, you know, and he did a great job. But what I wanted this to be, I wanted it to be painted all black. Like I wanted it to be glossy black. You know what I mean?
Oh, painted black, not stained black.
Right.
Huh.
Okay, so this is the revised cover here.
Oh, all right. Ah, all blue.
And then let me open this real quick. This is the interior cover right here.
All right, all right.
And this book's already done. You know.
Oh, you finished it. Nice.
Yeah, like, you can see here. Like this is the entirety of the book here. Can you see what I'm showing on the screen? All the pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all finished already.
Dang.
So there you go. 28 pages.
So you're very close to getting ready for fulfillment.
Yeah. Here's the very last page. Don't look at it. It's gonna spoil everything.
What?
Man.
Spoiler alert.
But if you want, I can send you the PDF for that, or the link to the drive, so you can read it if you want to.
Oh wow, neat.
But just because you're such a great guy, Wyman.
Oh shucks. Anyway, is that like a backhanded thing? Because I usually don't read digital comics.
Yes, it is.
Oh, dang.
Hold on a second. Let's go here. And this is you want to see the back of this is going to be the back of the book. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the artist named Gary Shipman.
The name is familiar.
He does a book called Titan Mouse of Might.
Okay, all right.
But he did this drawing. He inked and did this drawing for the buckler here. So I made that the back here's my where you can find me here.
Oh,
You can find me on YouTube as Dillard Draws, Etsy under Dillard Draws, Twitter at Dillard Draws, and ArtStation at Dillard Draws, ArtStation.com.
Oh wow. Check that out. Look at you all fancy.
Yeah, and I'll show you the inside, the rear interior cover.
Rear interior cover. Even bigger spoiler alert.
Here we go. That's what it's gonna be.
Coming soon to Indiegogo. Oh,
And this is
nice.
gonna be the cover for book 2.
Oh.
But this is actually out getting colored right now, so it's gonna come back. It's gonna have flesh tones. It's gonna look gorgeous. It's gonna look like some sort of avant-garde of the new aesthetic watercolor masterpiece.
Wait, you're not coloring it?
Hell no, man! I'm terrible at coloring. No, but I wanted this in a real painterly style.
Okay.
And I do very matter of fact coloring. I'm not an experienced colorist.
Okay.
And I need somebody that knows how to play with watercolors and inks and washes and stuff like that. And the guy that I got is from the Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition. He's on there a lot, and he's fantastic at doing these skin tones and the sub scattered lights on the skin and stuff like that. He's very good. So it's gonna come back looking primo.
Nice.
But I just wanted to show it kind of like in the kind of faded away in the background.
Yeah.
You don't get a really good impression of it.
Sweet.
So,
Jitsi is asking, the Buckler Indiegogo won't close anytime soon, right?
no, I'm gonna keep it open until I finish fulfilling.
Gotcha.
Because I'm gonna order extras anyway.
Nice.
For myself to have around town, that kind of. I have some other plans with it, but I'm gonna keep it open as the in-demand store kind of until the book finishes fulfilling.
So, do you plan on going to 4th of Fans Fest?
No,
That's
so far, Wyman.
So you just hop on a plane.
Yeah, but what do I do with my full-size buckler statue?
Well, you bring it with you. You just have it shipped freight or something. Get one of those boxes like they had in A Christmas Story that had the leg lamp. Get one of those nice crates.
I get a nice fragile box.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I would go to that. It's pretty far, and I don't have enough stuff to sell. So I don't know if I would go there. If I did go there, it would probably be as just like to walk around and be a guest. You know what I mean?
Well, that, and you can sell the buckler and sell the ash cans, that extra book, and then also you can sell posters and prints, and you can also cosplay as the buckler.
Oh my God! You just want to see my package? I would have to buy a girdle and everything.
This is before he becomes full-time criminal.
Of course, I would wear it because the buckler, when he first started, used to wear a cape. I would have to put the cape on that way. I don't want my backside showing to everybody and looking at me from behind.
There you go. There, see, you got
my spandex.
You get it all figured out. Cool. Gives me some time. Yeah. If you haven't already, be sure and back this campaign. Really good stuff. So I know I sped.
See, because I put that because I originally had started working on the book, right? I had like 3 pages of the Temple of Polar Twilight because I wanted to do like a real quick and dirty book, like real fast, real simple art style. So I'm doing this in the style of like the Batman the Animated Series, like the Bruce Timm style. And I was like, I had like 3 or 4 pages. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. I'll put like if I get to 6,000 or whatever, I'll put it at you'll get a preview inside the graphic novel of the first 6 or 8 pages of the Temple of Polar Twilight. So you can get a little taste, right? And then the campaign was kind of ending and I was still at like 7,000, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let me put a stretch goal to see if it'll do anything. And so I put at 10,000, I'll make the full book and you'll get it, you know, along with your book. And then as soon as I put that up, we like blew past 10K. I was like, oh, damn it. So I had to like immediately start working on it.
It kind of backfired, but in a good way.
In a good way. Yeah, in a good way.
That's cool, though. Yeah, it gave you more backers and it bumped it up even further. Thank you for considering this book. And then, oh, man. Yeah, what the hell? Oh, all right. I guess. Damn. What's with me and scrolling now? All right. Awesome artwork, obviously.
Thank you.
And then, are all these characters like drawn in friends? Or is
Yes.
it like a couple of them?
Just 4.
Oh, okay.
Just the 4 where you can see their faces.
Yeah.
Everybody else back there is kind of like silhouettes. They're rioting back there. But
Right.
yeah, the guy on the upper left-hand corner,
Uh-huh.
the one with the grimace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Muttman from Hero, Blood of Patriots. The guy on the bottom right there, that's Rick Piper from Cross Comics.
All right.
And then the guy with the beard in the back, the dark beard, that's Shabby. He does a book called Vestry.
Vestry. All right.
And then the girl cop there in riot gear, that's Kat. She's another artist that I know on YouTube, except that she actually lent me the character Miss Maple.
Oh.
So the character that's in this book, the girl with the cape, like if you scroll down on that double page fight scene spread. No, there you go, right there. That girl with the boot right there. That's her character, Miss Maple. She lent it to me so I could put her in the book.
Oh, okay. Cool. So, does she go on your streams? Does she?
Not so much lately, but yeah, she streams every now and then.
Okay, all right. So, is she busy on her book?
Yeah, she's working on her own. Yeah, she's actually doing a series of watercolor paintings.
Oh wow.
She's more of like she likes comics, but she's more of like a fine artist than a comic artist.
Right. I was gonna say, sound like fine artist work.
Not finer than my art, but yeah.
Yeah. Yours is fine, and then hers is finer.
I know mine is fine art. I think I would consider the Buckler high art is what I would consider it.
High art, is that right?
Like her art is more for like the proletariat.
Mm-hmm.
It's for like the peons, you know.
Adam says, still one of the best covers in CG.
Oh, thank you.
Jitsi says it's slightly sexual.
It is, yeah.
Well,
he's talking about the cover because it looks like he's getting penetrated from behind.
Yeah, true. The Cursed Comics. So we've got the tiers here. You got a featured tier, which is a book plus original interior art. By golly. And there's only 4 available, 4 left.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's only 11 pages of original artwork. The rest of it is all digital. And
you're keeping the 11th to yourself, or is it in one of the other tiers?
It's in one of the other tiers. It's the whole shebang tier where you get the original cover painting.
Cool.
Because that cover, I painted that myself. I hand painted that on the canvas. So if you wanted that cover, you'd have to get the tier where you get the cover and you also get the book and the other book and you also get the posters and you get everything and the ash can. If you get that tier, it's the biggest tier. It's like $2,000. There's only one available.
Nice. And then you got digital Buckler. Buckler graphic novel, the book itself, the physical book.
Mm-hmm.
And then cover painting plus everything. That's one you just described.
Yes.
What kind of paints was it?
It's a mixture of acrylic, ink, and airbrush.
Wow. How long do you think the piece took to make?
That took me about 80 hours.
Wow, very cool. How big is the canvas?
It's 18 by 24.
And I presume it's it's stretched on a frame.
Yeah, it's framed. It's a stretched canvas. Yeah.
All right, cool. Nice stuff. So you said it comes with the original painting. It comes with the book. It comes with the second book. That was the stretch goal, and original art, right?
Original art plus there was another tier called the graphic novel plus Ashcan plus art. That one sold out, but the art is actually like just me doing sketches, like 9. They're not sketches; they're full ink drawings, but they're 9x10 or 9x12s, and that would actually you would get a piece of original artwork coming with that as well.
Nice.
But that tier sold out.
Yeah, all 20 graphic novel plus Ashcan plus art. Have you finished all these 20 pieces?
Yeah, those are done.
Oh, dang. Man, you apparently work at a quick pace. That's good.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't have any writer, right?
Uh-huh.
This is all me. So the thing is, because of that, I have a lot of editors. I have 5 editors.
Whoa.
And one of them is even a paid editor. But the thing is, once I sent out what I do, they kind of chop it up, send it back to me, and say fix all of this. So as I'm waiting for them to hear back from all of them, I work on other stuff. Right, I work on the other things that I have to work on, and yada yada yada. Which is why it's taking, like, I'm doing the outdoor work on commissions. I'll do these 20 pages that I had to do. That took a while, to do all the original artwork for the 20 pages. Then I'll get another batch back, and now I can work on the book a little bit. I'll work on that. Then I'll send back the next 7 pages because I do them in kind of batches of 7 pages.
Okay.
Then I'll get those back. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I got to work on other stuff. So I have time to do it.
All right. Right on. Sweet. All right. So this is the Buckler. Yeah, 13,368. And this is your first one, right? Your first campaign?
My third.
Oh, third one? Third.
Yeah, no, the first was my first solo campaign. Originally, the very first thing I did was I did a small book, a floppy, with another guy, and it was a terrible book, and I did a bad job, and he did an even worse job with the writing. And
oh man,
and it was before I had even started a YouTube channel.
And
it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was called Black Emerald. And so we did a campaign for that. I think it got like, I don't know, $200-300. That was it. And it failed. It didn't fund, and it just went kind of into the ether, went away forever. Then I started another campaign when I first got into CG, and it was called Tales from Beyond the Gate.
All right.
And it was going to be an anthology, a horror anthology. And I got a bunch of people that were going to be in it. And I made a bunch of people. I think we had 28 creators.
Oh, wow.
Writers and artists that were going to be in the book. It was going to be massive. It was going to be huge. It didn't fund.
Oh, man.
So, and you know who we were going to have Manny Correa, Tank Ferret. We had Todd Mulrooney. We had Mike Barron. We had James Hudnall. We had Ryan Cardinal. We had Matt Cosson. God, who else did we have? We had Mutt Man and Macho Dan. John Malin submitted a 1-page story for it, and we had even gotten a promise that if the book funded, that Ethan Van Sciver was going to do like a 1 or 2-page story for it too.
Wow.
But it just didn't fund. I think it was set for set for 10,000 because
Oh.
at 10,000, all the creators would have gotten $500. And so we're like, okay, that's a good. It's because the point of it was to get everybody, all these artists known.
Yeah.
And then give them a little bit of starting money so they can start their own campaigns.
Uh-huh.
Because it costs money to like set aside the time to work on 5 or 6 pages to showcase so you can start a campaign. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're like, well, we'll see if we can get everybody between $300 and $500, you know, because it wasn't going to make anthologies don't make money for creators. You know what I mean? They just don't. There's the money is split too many different ways.
Uh-huh.
So like, you know, if we had 28 creators for $10,000, everybody, you know, after the fee, it would be like everybody would have got like $400 or $500.
Gotcha.
And it just didn't work. And we couldn't do it for less than, there's no way to do it for less than that. So we're like, we set it for 10,000 and I think it made like 8,800.
Oh man.
So it didn't fund. So this is my first solo campaign. And so I guess you could say it's my third, but it's actually my first.
So do you think you guys are going to revisit that project?
No.
Oh,
There was too many logistical problems, and then we had falling out with people, and it was a big night. It was a big nightmare because everybody was like, "Yeah, let's do it. It's a good idea, right?"
Uh-huh.
But nobody wanted because everybody, you know, when CG was first starting, everybody was kind of like, "Oh, I want my reputation to be pristine. I don't want a campaign on my name that doesn't fund or whatever, you know?" So I was like, well, I don't care. I'll do it. So I put it under my name. And then when I did that, everything got weird. Like everybody was like, well, this is your campaign, so you should be doing the majority of the promotion.
Oh gosh.
He's like, well, this is your campaign. You should be, you know, putting money up front to like buy these tchotchkes, these pins, these.
Oh
these,
no.
And I'm like,
oh,
I'm like, dude, this is supposed to be like a group thing. It's an anthology, you know? Like,
oh.
Some people are, and then some people were like, well, I want money if even if it doesn't fund, I want money. And I'm like, well, no.
Oh, dang it. Yeah. Oh man, that's rough.
So there was some problems.
Some person says, hey, this buckler needs more buckle. Get on it.
No, he has a buckle. He has many buckles.
Hey, man, Dewey. Damn, late again. That's okay. You can always catch the replays. I find myself watching a lot of replays because a lot of people...
you can listen to me and Wyman talk about camping for an hour.
camping and shaving. Yeah. We're pretty good at BSing about stuff.
No, he actually only has one buckle because his gloves are Velcro.
Oh.
His gloves are Velcro. He has a belt. He does have a utility belt that has one buckle in the front. Occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally he wears, you can see in that picture right there, he wears a gun harness because he carries around a 45, 1911 45. But he doesn't always carry that. And he never takes that off or puts it on like with a buckle. He just kind of slides it over his arms and shoulders.
Right, exactly.
His boots are laced. They do not have buckles. He does have a hook, a metal hook on the small of his back, on the very back of his belt, in which he hangs his buckler on, his little small shield.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's his whole costume.
You put a lot of thought into how many buckles he should have.
He has one buckle because his pouches that he has on his belt are all snap pouches. And one of them, okay, he has two. If you notice, he has two pouches that are the closest to the buckle. Yeah. They're long and skinny.
Right.
Those are pouches that hold magazines for his 45.
Oh, all right.
Those are Velcro. The top flap is Velcro. The other pouches on the side that hold his cigarettes, his phone, stuff like that, those are snap. They're button snaps.
See, you could totally cosplay him. There you go.
Dude, my neighbor, I don't know if I should tell you this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. My neighbor is a furry. Not just a furry. He's like a furrier. He makes furry costumes for people.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So I go over to his house, right? Because he has an entire shop. Because there's a big property back here, right? About 2 acres,
Right.
and you can see into your neighbor's backyard and their property. He built a workshop back there for his furries stuff. Because the dude actually makes money, dude. Because they charge like $6,000 a costume for the furry costumes. So I tell him, I'm like, look, I show him a bunch of images of the buckler. I'm like, how much would you charge me to custom make me an outfit of the buckler here? And he's like, I'll tell you what, because I tell him straight out, like, I'm not looking to pay more than a G for this thing. I'm not looking to pay more than $1,000, and I want the full thing.
All right.
And he's like, I can't do it. It's going to be too expensive. He's like, but what I can do, I can order a domino mask that he wears, and I can make you the cowl that goes over the head only, and I can do that for $500. And because he's gonna do it out of leather, he's gonna measure my head, sew it up by hand, and make a nice mask, like almost like a Deadpool mask, style thing.
Okay.
And he's like, and it'll fit you, and it'll be perfect, and it'll be like perfectly, whatever. And I'm like, dude, that's too much for just the mask and the head thing. I can't do it. So I don't know. I don't know how much it would actually cost if I go somewhere else to get it done. But I don't want it to look corny, I want it to look like, I want it to look evil,
Yeah. So when you were getting a quote from him, what material would the costume be made from? Would it be like a foamy material?
Well, he had a bunch of different, like, now again, a lot of his stuff is for furry stuff, right?
Right.
So, because that's what he focuses on, but he does everything. So he only had in his shop like vinyl. He's like, but if you want something that's breathable, like the Daredevil costume on the TV show,
right?
He's like, I can do that, but it would cost a little bit more.
Oh,
and
okay.
So either way, and the thing is the breathable cloth mesh on the Daredevil costume on the show, it doesn't show creases as severely as vinyl does. Like if you were to bend your arm or whatever, it kind of stretches with it. Whereas vinyl, if you were to bend your arm, you would get a crease there, You would see the crease visibly. And I don't know if I would like that or not, because he wears a spandex jumpsuit. That's what the buckler wears. It's kind of gay, It's a regular superhero suit that's kind of shiny.
Right.
So
right.
Maybe it would work that way. I don't know.
Yeah. Jitsi says, see you later. My enchiladas are ready, and I got some Squid Game to watch. Squid Game, huh?
What the hell's a Squid Game?
I don't know. Catch you later, Jitsi. Thanks for hanging. Some person says, I like a villain that loves his work. Get a wetsuit and modify it.
I could do that. I know my buddy Rick Piper, that guy that I drew on the cover. He actually did a wetsuit costume for his character Insecto, where he's like a flying. Really? He looks like a Arthur from the Tick, like Arthur, like a flying moth.
Oh my god!
But he has like big goggles that are like yellow for like an insect eyes.
Did it work out really well?
No, it looked terrible.
Shoot. That's a trip. There are so many cool and talented cosplayers out there.
I'll tell you, that guy's wetsuit was not one of them.
Well, I mean, with the cosplayers I see on, and follow on Instagram, oh damn, a lot of their costumes are even better than what Hollywood puts out. They're freaking amazing.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing. Like, I'm not 6'6" and built like a brick house like the buckler here. If I put on a buckler outfit, I'm gonna look like a fat fool.
Well, that'll give us an opportunity to laugh at you. And
I mean, there's always that.
isn't that the point, right? Very cool. So looking forward to getting this book.
That is not the point, Wyman. The point is you look at me and you're intimidated and impressed.
Intimidated with laughter. Cool deal. Cool project. If you haven't backed it, be sure and back it before it's too late. Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady. If you haven't the finances just yet, consider sharing it all over your social medias. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good book. It's going to tell the world that Dillard's here.
And I ain't going nowhere. Not no how.
And 13,368. That's pretty impressive. It's your 3rd project, and a lot of first timers or early creators, they'll be lucky if they hit 2,000. So the fact that it got to 13,368, that's good.
And you know what? A lot of that has to do with Malin took a liking to this project and was promoting it a lot.
Oh, sweet.
So thank God for Malin. Where would I be without Malin?
Yeah. He grabbed
he liked it so much that he actually even had me on his show by myself, like not even part of like CG Presents. Like he was like just me.
Nice.
I was like, oh man, what a fabulous get,
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Malin rocks. That is so cool. Awesome having you on as usual.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for streaming once again, Wyman.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad you came back after your long 3-year battle with COVID.
3-year battle. Oh man, 3-year tour. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely am gonna get back to streaming again, and I gotta plunk my ass down and actually create short videos.
But make sure not to burn yourself out. I can't lose you again, Wyman. like calm down on these 3-hour promotion streams.
But it's my life. What are you talking about?
Just do 1 hour and then be like, you know what, you're good.
Yeah.
Anybody who was gonna buy your book has bought it already. John, get out of here.
I wouldn't go like that. Yeah, I love the longer format, but I do my best to cater to the creator's schedule. So some of the time they actually do only have an hour, so I try and shrink my format down accordingly. Hey, Muttman, The Buckler is going to be the highest quality comic book of 2021.
He's just saying that because he's on the cover.
So
that's Muttman. That's the guy that's on the cover there, giving it to the Buckler from behind.
Penetrating the Buckler from behind, do you say?
No, he's handcuffing him. Wyman, get your head out of the gutter.
Mostly because of the awesome cover. Do you have a rough estimate as to when you think it'll start getting fulfilled?
Probably October 15th.
Wow. Just in time for Halloween. And for people to cosplay as the Buckler as they...
Subduing the Buckler from behind.
Indeed. Oh, my. Hey, I'm going to give you the floor, man. Would you share with the world how you can be found on social media?
Absolutely. You can find me on all sorts of social media. I've been hanging around the internet, signing up to different websites. And the good thing is, no matter where you go, if it's Twitter, Etsy, YouTube, ArtStation, that's where you can find my online portfolio. Everywhere you go, it's all Dillard Draws. If it's on Twitter, type in a little @ sign before it, and then type in Dillard Draws. YouTube, it's Dillard Draws. everywhere Dillard draws. So, and anywhere you want to find me, even if you go somewhere where you think I'm not there, just type in Dillard draw, see if I show up.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah, and as usual, well, mine's not so easy. It usually starts with Wise, but check out every stream or video description, and there should be a blurb about all my social media. And it's going to be growing. I need to start cultivating new platforms in case I get canceled off of YouTube and Twitter. So that's going on.
With just cause, because you're so controversial.
Yeah, that's true.
You know how you are.
I was getting up in there. All right. I want to thank everyone in chat for joining us. You guys are amazing. You guys rock. Thanks to everyone who joins us, watches this on replay. You're also cool because you took the time to watch the replay. And thanks especially to our very special guest, the Buckler. Dillard Draws.
Aww.
Thanks for joining us, and we shall see you on the next stream. Take it easy, y'all.
See y'all later.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube sensation. WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.